せません。
Hello everyone. Hi, I'm back. Guess who's back? Back again. The sea fox back. Tell a friend. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Deep Blue. I am Nora, the sea fox that sells escapism and daydreams. And let me scooch over a bit to the middle just a tad bit here. Tamara, thank you for the 7-month sub. Thank you for subbing for 7 months at the Deep Blue. I'm sorry if notifications are wonky. I still haven't had an opportunity to fix it at all. But how are you guys, chat? It's so good to be back at the Deep Blue. It honestly feels like it's been forever, even though technically it has not. Oh, I just realized, yabe kore. I forgot to change the chats. I'm so sorry about that. I haven't streamed for a week, man. I'm sorry. YouTube chat should be appearing now. YouTube chat, can we test it out, please? And also, Sheena, thank you for the sub of 11 months. And you guys just started a hype train on Twitch. That's crazy, guys. Stream just started. What's going on? Wait, where the fuck is chat? Hold on, where the fuck is chat? Can someone on YouTube chat, please? Can someone please try? And thank you. Can someone on YouTube please chat? Oh, I'm so zoomed in. Oh yeah, I see ya. Thank you. Let me just test this. Oh, very zoomed in. Oh, and yeah, that's very zoomed in. But anyway. Okay. Thank you so much for starting a hype train already, even though it's we're only 7 minutes into stream and technically I've only been talking for the past 1 minute. Thank you so much, Tamara Dragon, and also Sheena for the support towards the Deep Blue, and Vivian gifting the membership on YouTube. 本当にありがとうございます。ありがとうございました。Thank you. Sabo, ありがとう. Thank you so much. Thank you, y'all, for all the contribution. I have no idea why YouTube subs make sounds, but Twitch doesn't. I really need to figure that out. I haven't been able to do so because I've just been traveling a lot, right? So, yeah. YouTube chat took their meds and disappeared. It's okay. YouTube chat ditched their meds and now they're back. Look at it. YouTube chat is spammy as hell now because Vivian was so kind to gift memberships for YouTube siders. Thank you so much, Vivian. And also, Sheena, thank you for the sub gift. Take a cent. Thank you for the sub gift. Guys, we just started, y'all. Oh my god, do you guys have no chill? And we just achieved level 1 hype train, and Toki gaza hana mada Juni gets my Japanese might be wrong. 1 year desu. 1 year data. Fuck, I'm sorry. I just got back from Japan, so my Japanese is still there's still a lot of Japanese stuck in me. Thank you so much, Toki, for the total sub of 12 months long. That's crazy, isn't it? I think I'd like to say that 1 year is much longer than a lot of my relationships. 1 year is quite rare, right? I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna just put it out there, But yes, thank you so much, guys, for y'all's contribution towards the Deep Blue. I just got back and you guys have been so generous already. Okay, starting question. If you guys could average out your relationships, what would it be? How long would it be? Is that Vivian on Twitter? Viv Raj, is that you, Vivian, on Twitter? Chatting on Twitter? Welcome back. Arigatou gozaimasu. Arigatai. 3 years. 3 years is wild. Okay, when I was younger, my relationship used to be much shorter, as you may know. This one, Sweet Fox, isn't particularly the most. Never mind. I'm immortal, right? I've been around for a while, so obviously, when I was younger, a few years back, obviously, my relationships was shorter. Until I figured out relationships a tad while, and then a tad bit more, and then my relationships started getting longer. 3 years, almost 2 years. Are you guys saying that 1 year is not common. Because I'm surprised. I would have thought that. Because like a lot of my friends, a lot of their relationships are actually under 1 year. You know? I only had one girlfriend in my life. I never found anyone and made me asexual. That's fair. So your average is that one girlfriend. That's good. Y'all are loyal. Y'all are having... Well, I don't know how good or bad your relationships were, but like, I guess you guys had better luck at the draw compared to me back then. Back then, some of my relationships would only last like 3 months to 6 months to 8 months. Even 1 year was rare. Oh my lord. But anyway, I have not greeted you guys. じゃあ、みんな、ディープルにようこそいらっしゃいませ。And let's see who was here first. I see Dickatonics actually on YouTube's side before streaming was started along with Kyle Gunn. Damn, you guys queued up for the Deep Blue, didn't ya? And yes, Ikazen was the first chatter. Congratulations to Ikazen, followed up by Rev. By the way, Rev, it's good to have you here, man. It's been so fucking long, feels like. Good to have you here, Rev. Tetsu on YouTube, and Dickatonics, I see her. And Sheena, of course, and Temeret Dragon. And who else do I see here? BW Haru. Oh, you left for a tad bit? Well, hopefully you come back. No. What other names do I see? Vivian, of course. And Corvus is here as well. Zach. Oh no, that's the gift memberships. Dareka. Sugiwa Dareka. Wapper is there. So I see you. Wait, I'm just reading through chat. And also good evening to you, randomly. And I think that's it. That's the bottom of the chat. Thank you guys for coming back to the Deep Blue and visiting me. It's been 1 week. You know, a lot of streamers would feel like when they disappear for a tad bit, viewership goes down and everything like that. But you guys are so very kind. And even though I've been gone for a few times, so the past like 1 to 2 months, you guys still, where does that bring you? Back to me, babe. No, I mean, I'm saying that you guys are so very kind to actually come back to the Deep Blue, and I truly do appreciate that. Thanks, guys. Yeah, thank you. My last relationship is 7 years. Been single for probably 5 years now. Nothing wrong with being single. I think it's a good way to enjoy life and learning to love yourself more and enjoy yourself more when you're single. You know, I feel like relationships are shit if you don't know much about yourself. You need to figure yourself out first, right? And we are Hype Train. It's a level 2 Hype Train. Once again, thank you so much everyone on Twitch side who contributed. The hunt for first between me and Revenant continues. Yes, but this time around, you are the winner, Ikazen. I'm homesick and suffering. Wait, what are you sick with? I'm so sorry to hear that. What? It is 6th season though, to be fair. Gotta be loyal to my Oshi. Ah, so kind. During my time at school was about 3 to 9 months, but once it started with the 3 years that she cheated, that it's a year, ended up getting impaled. Getting impaled by a crystal? That sounds like a very Final Fantasy accident. I hope it's actually nothing bad in real. What do you mean impaled by a crystal? What? Come on, that sounds straight out of Final Fantasy. What Final Fantasy is that? You're single? Trust me, I think being single is underrated. The happiest people, or the people who are most satisfied with life, are like I think the people who figure out themselves the best. And I think the best way to figure yourself out is by being single, because when someone else is involved, you don't really have much of a chance to figure yourself out that much. Nasty cold and problematically completely lost your voice. Good. At least you could type. I'm sorry to hear that. Do hydrate a lot and have some tea and keep your sinuses. Don't keep it too dry. You know what I mean? Put on a humidifier if you have to. I think he's describing it as a feeling. Are you? I need to know from the OG person who wrote it. Thank you for the member. Thank you for membership on YouTube side. Decatonics. Thank you and welcome. Had one relationship, it taught me a lot. Mostly that love is a big responsibility and I should be better as a person to be able to love other people. I think we all have that turning point when it comes to relationships where at that point you're like, oh, I need to be a better person before I start dating again. Or, you know, I'm just gonna fuck relationships up. Yeah, that happened to me too at one point. She was really into the whole crystals and rocks and here thought she could cleanse me by impaling me with a healing rock. I'm sorry. That's one way to get isekai into a Final Fantasy series. I walked out straight to the hospital. That's so guys, chat. Jackson here literally got impaled by a crystal. It's not even like a euphemism for his heart getting crushed. No, he literally got impaled by a crystal. That's so fucking wild. Oh my god, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Good luck. Good luck. I mean, good story, Jackson. Unfortunately, you didn't get it. You didn't get isekai into a Final Fantasy world, but at least you're here, over at the Deep Blue, right? Thank you for the hydrate. I shall drink. Anyway, guys, I just got back to Osaka. To Osaka? I just got back from Osaka. Osaka kara kaerimashita. Saiki wa. My Japanese is so bad. The thing is, like, when I was speaking a lot of Japanese in Osaka, I was mostly drunk. So my Japanese was decent enough. Even though the grammar was like everywhere, like now. Like I put words together and I pray that they make sense. That's what I do with my Japanese. But anyway, let me tell you guys about like my oh, I need to do an ara first. Hi, ちょっと待って. 日本語上手じゃなくて. Yeah, so I just went to Osaka with a bunch of friends, and if you guys haven't watched, for context, these are the friends that kind of have drinking problems. But no, they're not that alcoholic yet, but they drink a lot, you know. These are the friends I went to Tokyo with, I believe last year or the start of the year, the one that I made a vlog of. And so we drank a lot. Now let me tell you, and also we had an additional friend. So back then when we went to Tokyo, I was actually the one who was like, who could speak Japanese, and my Japanese isn't even that good, right? Well, this time around we actually got another friend who I think TLDR is pretty much a male version of me. Like, he looks good. He speaks Japanese well. Okay, the difference is that he speaks Japanese much better than I do. Like, he fluently can conversate with people. He's a weeb. He games. The difference is that he doesn't like VTubers and content creation. That's the difference. But he socializes very well to normies or to weebs, you know. So you get what I mean? So that kind of, yeah, just assume he's like the male version of me, okay? For context. But except his Japanese is much better. And he works with a lot of Japanese people, so he knows a lot about the Japanese culture. So anyway, that was the additional guy. So we have someone who fluently speaks Japanese on our Osaka trip. First day, we arrive, and let me just tell you that going to Japan, to Osaka this time around, I think it's like the most turbulent flight I've had ever in my life. I can't reveal his face. I can't dox any of my friends. So as much as I'd love to show you guys how decent and great he looks, I can't. But anyway, the flight was so fucking turbulent because I think when we went to Osaka, there was a typhoon in the Philippines and we had to fly over the Philippines. I can't remember, but like I remember the flight being very bumpy, and at one point the pilot was like, Yeah, so we're currently about to fly over the Philippines, and it's gonna be quite a bumpy ride because there's this typhoon going on over the Philippines. But it won't be too bad. We're gonna be going through it, but it won't be too bad. And then it was just the fucking bumpiest thing ever, bro. And my friends were like, after the flight was done, after we, got off the plane, all of us were like, did you guys hear that? Was the pilot just like, yo, look, there's a typhoon right there. Let me give that shit a try. Hold my beer, bro. But he pretty much did, okay? He flew into the typhoon, I believe. And thank goodness we're okay. But it was a fucking bumpy ride, mate. Hi, the IVR and Jaka. Hi. Typhoon is really bad here. Yeah. I mean, I'd assume so. Is it like monsoon/typhoon season in the Philippines? Bumpy is still hella better than the alternative. Yeah, but it's crazy because I think it generally was like very rainy. Even when I was in Osaka, it was quite rainy. It rained a few days. The roads were wet a few times that we were there. Thankfully, it wasn't too bad though. But yeah. Thankfully, we're okay. Anyway, we arrived in Osaka. And, no, let me just tell you guys first that I made friends with the guy who sat next to me. Wow, am I an extrovert yet? Does that make me an extrovert? I made friends with a person on the plane. Because I was not sleepy and I forgot to download any Netflix stuff, and like they didn't have any media stuff on board. So I was like, oh, what do? Let's try talking to people because I couldn't sleep. So I talked to the guy next to me, and apparently he's a firefighter from the US. Who was visiting Japan and all like that. And my first question to him was, oh, you're a firefighter? Shit, do you save a lot of cats? That was my first question to him. And he says, yeah, surprisingly, we do occasionally save cats, every once in a while. And yeah, and I told him that I've never had a firefighter friend. That's crazy. And he told me that he actually used to work in HR, but then it got so boring that he just tried out firefighting because he prefers like moving his body rather than sitting in one place in a cubicle and shit like that. He actually has a master's degree in HR, and he is like, I prefer firefighting and stuff like that. But talking to strangers is quite an amazing experience or interesting experience. Like it can open up a lot of chances to learn new things. Like who would have thought that I'd be talking to a firefighter, right? So that was cool. Anyway, I was like, you want to grab drinks like with my friends later on? But he's like, he doesn't drink anymore. He stopped drinking because unfortunately he said that in firefighting or like that line of work, you just see so much shit and you go through so much psychological stress and trauma that usually it's better off to quit drinking, because if you drink, it's a steep cliff. It can be a slippery slope. So he doesn't drink. So I'm like, unfortunate. Yeah. Imagine how he felt talking to an anime girl. Yeah, imagine how it feels to talk to a sea fox, right? Did Noira Ara the firefighter? You want him to cringe, bro? This really looks like you are looking at your dream girl who is faceless in your dream. Is that what I'm like? Your dream girl? Good evening to you, Squish. He could drink orange juice, yeah, but I felt bad. But also, anyway, I found out when I landed, I found out that my friend, the male Noira, actually broke up with his girlfriend. So I'm like, shit. Okay, time to just go all out, drink a lot, and maybe it's not the best time to bring a stranger in. So that's like, I did not end up like meeting the firefighter or asking him out for drinks because of that, because I felt like you know what? Because this friend of ours just broke up. Let's celebrate it between us, like amongst the group. Jacko, thank you for the follow and welcome to the Deep Blue. I mean, thank you for the subscribe on YouTube. Now, after we landed, we checked in and stuff like that. Oh no! So in Osaka, I'm trying to remember. I'm sorry. There was a lot of alcohol involved, so it takes me a bit of effort to remember some things. You know how alcohol makes you lose brain cells? Yeah. So the Osaka airport we landed at was the KIX airport, the KIX airport, which is like in the middle of the sea, pretty much. They literally have a sea bridge for it. Like it's like this. What I heard is that it used to be a volcano there and then they flattened it out, so then it's literally a volcano that rose up and flattened itself, and then they built an airport on top of it, obviously a non-active volcano, right? So it's in the middle of nowhere, so it's like about a 40-minute train ride back to the city, back to Rotonbori, back to Namba, because I stayed in Namba, Osaka. When we went back, there were like a lot of Japanese schoolboys, I believe. And I can't help but notice that everyone was like, oh my god, there's so many Shinjis. From Evangelion, you know? I'm sorry, I'm such a weeb. That was like my first thought. It's like, oh, so many Shinjis. That's because they were... The guy's uniform in Japan kind of looks similar to... It's basically Evangelion uniform, right? But possibly in different tones of color. But like the ones that I saw, they had the exact tone of color with Shinji from Evangelion. Do 100% alcohol free get you drunk? What do you mean? It's 100% alcohol for a reason. Nara takes the volcano with her sea fox ocean power. And do you want me to be the sea goddess or something? Or the sea Poseidon, you know? The goddess, like sea fox Poseidon version. Oh, imagine me, the sea fox, in like a whole ass sea goddess outfit. Wouldn't that be amazing? One day. And then we arrived at our place. We put our stuff down, and we decided to meet our friend at a ramen shop. Funnily enough, the ramen shop was like run by Indonesians. It was a halal ramen. Well, it was pretty good. It was run like by an Indonesian. And then after we met up with everyone, and then we went out after ramen, we decided to just get some drinks at the convenience store. Dual pole arms? Yo, I'd look fucking amazing with dual pole arms, I reckon. Dual trident would be amazing too, no? What about one pole arm and one trident? That's hotter. That's even hotter. But yeah, the weather in Osaka when I was there was like pretty comfy. It was like 20, lowest was like 20. The highest was like up to 26. It's like between the... in the AM though, like midnight and after, it could get to 17 degrees. But basically it was a nice weather, okay? So we didn't really have to layer our clothes or anything. Like a hoodie or a jacket is enough. We went to get some drinks after dinner. We went to Famima, or like Family Mart, to the konbini and got some drinks. And I found out that in Osaka, apparently it's okay to drink and walk, because I did not know that was possible, because I don't think you're allowed to do that in Tokyo. And you're not allowed to do that in Australia either, like have a drink out and walk. So I was like, are you sure we can do this? And they were like, yeah, no, it's okay. So we did that. And we went to the Dotonbori area, which is like the main... You guys, you know where the Glico Running Man sign is? We went to that area. The other guys have like gone to Osaka already. So they're like, oh yeah, we'll show you around, because I've never been to Osaka. And it's amazing, you know? The market... the signs, it's so pretty. And we went for some more drinks. That's basically our days, guys. We drank a lot, okay? After walking around the Dotonbori area and everything, and my friend told me, yo, this is a bridge where everyone picks up girls. Like, this is where everyone, like guys line up here along the bridge. and wait for girls to pick up. Like, so if you stood there, Noira, you'd probably, I bet you $100 you'd get picked up. And I'm like, yeah, no thanks. That's the bridge that's facing the Running Man sign, by the way. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. Let me see if I can actually show you guys. Do I have the means to? Let me see. Dekinayo. I don't. I have to capture it, unfortunately. But yeah, I think it's in a lot of like animes. The Running Man, the neon light Running Man image. With a lot of like cyberpunk-esque lights, you know what I mean? Guys were picking my girls, y'all were picking up drinks. Yeah, nah, fuck that. We just wanted to drink. So what we did next was bar hop. So we started bar hopping. This was like 8 p.m., 9 p.m. It's like fucking early, and then we started drinking already. So we had the drinks from the konbini, and then we started bar hopping to 3 different places. And then I was like, I want to go to a host club, but all the host clubs, unfortunately. Oh, no. I was browsing host clubs because I was like, I have someone who speaks fluent Japanese, so this is my chance to try out a host club. But unfortunately, they were closed. Host clubs, I don't know why, but host clubs in Osaka close really early. They close at like 10 p.m., which is kind of ridiculous, honestly. So as I was like browsing for host clubs and looking for a decent guy, we couldn't decide. I couldn't decide on any. So the host clubs actually closed up first. But we did like do bar hops to, was it 2 different places, I believe? The first one was like a normal bar with a lot of English speaking bartenders, with a lot of like gaijins as well, a lot of foreigners at the bar. We had like a beer, a pint or 2. And then after that, he's already at his friend. So our friend at the bar, he was like, okay guys, suwatte kudasai. Please sit down. This is like, I think at this point it was like 10:30 p.m. or something like that. The guy, our friend who works in Japan a lot and can speak fluent Japanese, was like, let me tell you the 4 levels of Japanese nightlife. And I guessed it, and I was like 80% correct. So it was like, okay, the first level is basically where you just talk with girls. So it's like the host clubs, the hostess clubs, the girls bar, the girls bar and themed cafes. There's a girls bar and there's a boys bar. So and also there's something called the kyabakura. Kyabakura is kind of like shows, like strip shows, but a little bit. Usually they put on a show for something, and then they also have girls talking to you. That's what a kyabakura is. It's kind of like a hostess club, but with shows, I guess, with a little bit of entertainment that is technically quite tame. And then hostess and host clubs are obviously, as you guys know it, you have guys or girls talking to you. And wait, am I getting it wrong? No, it's kind of, yeah, this is the TLDR. I might be getting some of these inaccurate. But yeah, hostess and host clubs, you don't really do much. You just talk to them and get drinks. And then there's girls bar, which is basically an even more tamer version where you can't even have any like physical touch with any of the girls. And they talk to you behind the bar. The girls or the guys talk to you behind the bar. And in Japan, usually all of this is like, it's a fixed fee and it's free flow drinks. So for example, one of the girls bar we went to was like 2,200 yen, and it's like free flow drinks. You can order anything from like BA, Chuhai and stuff like that for 1 hour. Free flow, flat fee, but then you are encouraged to tip. But tipping culture is bad, right, in Japan? But so what they do is that you're encouraged to buy the girls a drink or buy the guys a drink for talking to you if you appreciate them. And that's like their way of tipping in a way. And their drink, they mix their own drink, so we don't really know what they're drinking. It could be water or whatever, but like that's how you tip them. That's how you show appreciation towards them. These are like girls bars and stuff like that. Was host club actually no, host club is second level. I'm wrong. Host club is second level. First level was the kyabakura and girls bar and girls cafe, and theme cafe, teimu cafe. And the funny thing is, like, all of these usually have karaoke. So wait, let me tell you. Second level is probably, I believe, host club. Host clubs, there's talking and there's physical touch, but you don't really do anything sus, right? Third level is, as my friend puts it, it's where it starts getting possible to get STDs. The third one, I believe, is opai bar, which directly translate into boobs bar. So that's basically like you have girls you can talk to, and they bring you drinks. Same thing, I think it's like flat fee, and then you can, buy the girls a drink, and you can basically do anything with the boobs. Anything, you get what I mean? But I was told that the funny thing is that if you go with, like, say you and your boss, okay, you go with you and your boss, the girls kind of go in turn. So every 15 or 30 minutes you'd get like a different girl, right? So you get a different girl every 50 to 30 minutes. So when a girl comes, and let's say the girl approaches you first and your boss sits next to you, you can do whatever to the boobs. The thing is, like, after you're done with the girl will go to your boss. And so whatever remnants of whatever the fuck you did, your boss will get some too. You know what I mean? So my friend was like, yeah, it's kind of disgusting in that sort of way, but yeah, technically you could do anything to their boobs. Opai pabu yo. That's yeah, it's kind of, you see how you can catch STDs because bodily fluids are involved. My friend told me that he avoids that because, well, yeah, that's kind of meh, he doesn't want to catch STDs even if it's from his boss or whatever. Anyway, that's the opai pabu, and then it's followed up by the more sus stuff, obviously, which is pretty much like brothels and stuff like that. I think I don't remember what the others are called, but I remember like it being called Soapland. Oh, there's massages and Soapland, which I think it's massages are pretty common in other cultures, I think, so I don't think I have to explain that. But Soapland is basically you get to take a bath together with a girl, and then she'll wash you and everything else. You get what I mean? That's what Soapland is. So those are the 4 levels of nightlife, or like red light shit that you can do in Japan. Wait, did someone say hi, X? Yeah, so we're just talking about the 4 levels of sus nightlife in Japan. So he was telling us about this, and we're like, okay, let's go. So the thing is, like, with these sort of experiences, usually they don't allow foreigners, or usually foreigners don't even try it because language is a huge barrier. However, because I can speak a little bit of Japanese and my friend can speak fluent Japanese, we got to experience it, right? Mad Viking, thank you for the follow and welcome to the Deep Blue. So we decided to try on our first night to go to this club called Burlesque, and obviously they do burlesque stuff. For you guys who don't know what burlesque is, you know the Mulan Vukushe Ave Mas, that's burlesque, that movie. Basically kind of like it's kind of like a elevated strip show. It's really good though. The dancing is really good, trust me. It's very nice. But the difference is that you get a table, and then you get girls. So same shit, flat fee. And then you get free flow drinks. You can order whatever, whenever, for the first 1 hour. So it's per hour. And sat at a sofa behind the stage. I think that's where we were. And like I was with another female friend of mine, right? And then the host was like, "Oh, you guys are pretty. Do you guys want to dance on stage too?" And I'm like, "Do we get paid though? I mean, I'll consider it if I get paid." But of course we did not, because I did not want to embarrass my friends. Anyway, we were sat behind the stage, and we were given drinks, and then the girls would switch over every 15 minutes, right? So the first girl we met, she was Japanese. I forgot her name, but like basically she was Japanese, and I was making talk with her, obviously, because the more drunker I am, obviously the more fluent I am with Japanese. That's all. And I was like, I believe she was like from a small town, Aoyama. I forgot. She was like around Kobe area. I don't remember where. And she said that she moved to Tokyo to take dance classes. And then after that, she moved to Osaka to try getting into the dance team of that burlesque bar. So apparently what's crazy is that the burlesque place, they have auditions, and like a person has to work at that place for a minimum of 3 months before they have a chance of possibly auditioning and being part of the dance team. The dance team is fucking amazing, by the way. The shows are amazing. There was like a world champion pole dancer from Brazil there, and it was amazing. Oh my god. And the girls were so fucking pretty. And also, did I mention that they're all dressed in a bunny suit? Yes, the skimpy kind, with the ears and all, and the bunny tail, and they were all so pretty. It was amazing. Yes, bunny suit there. So I had a grand time. So that was the first girl, and then she switched over. Most of my guy friends, they all really liked this first girl who was Japanese, but the second girl, man, okay, we were given girls who could speak English, because some of us couldn't speak Japanese, right? So it's they could like speak English. The second girl could also speak English. Now let me just tell you, the second girl and third, actually, they're all so pretty. The second girl was half Japanese, half Mexican. Can you imagine how pretty she is? And yeah, her English was quite fluent as well. And I believe she was like, was she young? I don't remember. But like, yeah, wait, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, she was half Japanese, half Mexican. I don't remember what I talked about with her, but I believe she said that her family, her mother's side was over in Osaka, so she decided to stay with. And she was also waiting to audition and stuff like that. Anyway, next up, this girl was half Japanese and half Sao Paulo's half Brazilian. And I'm like, what is up with the crazy amount of halfies here? And they were all super pretty. Oh my god, you have no idea. I did not expect that. They just had like this they had a bunch of halfies. So pretty. Now, the funny thing is, like with every girl, I asked whether they've been to a host club so they could recommend to me some. None of them have. Apparently none of them particularly like host clubs. This last one, I remember. She was young. She was like 20. Half Japanese, half Brazilian. She stayed in Japan with her extended family, I believe. And she said, "Oh yeah, I've only been working here for like 1 month. And I'm working here to get funds so I can travel around Japan." And I'm like, yeah, you should really do that. And at one point I was like, if you've never tried a host club, you want to come with us? And she was like, yeah. And then I got her number, by the way. But I did not contact her because, I don't know, I don't think my other friends were down to having her around because she was so young. And we were like worried. I got her number. Yes, guys, I got her number. But anyway, she was staying with her extended family, and she said she wanted to get funds so she could travel all around and stuff like that. I think it's like, it was kind of, as much as I would have loved to bring her to a host club, she's 20. That's like exactly the legal age of drinking in Japan. Can you imagine? Yeah, they were all very pretty, by the way, and all in bunny suits. And yeah, it was great. It was a great time. That was our first night at burlesque. So if you go to Osaka, I do suggest you guys to go there. They do have English-speaking hostesses. Though I don't know, we might have just been lucky. You know, we might have just been lucky. And the drinks were decent. Like you could order like chuhai or highball. Mostly I ordered highballs. They had beer as well and stuff like that. Yes, that was like the burlesque club at Dotonbori. It was amazing. And I think out of all the such experiences we had in Osaka, I think that place had like the prettiest girls, man. And I think it was super fun because there was like a whole dance show going on as well. And the dancers were really, really nice. Yeah, it was super fun, guys. If you go to Osaka, I do suggest it, but bring someone who can actually speak Japanese as well. So they can help you kind of navigate around the systems and like, if possible, it'd be ideal if the person who speaks Japanese also know Japanese etiquette because it's very important. Burlesque is pretty fun if you actually get involved. Several friends were involved fully and was booked to do opening performance once. Ah, that's amazing. Yeah, that place particularly called burlesque. It isn't fully like proper burlesque. It's like a mishmash between burlesque and Japanese hostess or kyabakura culture. So it's a little bit more mild, I believe. There's a little less like crowd engagement and stuff like that. It's really just a show and then you get to talk with girls. But anyway, that's the first night. And then we got drunk and we slept. And then the next day we were supposed to go to Universal Studios Japan, USJ. We were kind of late, but we got there anyway. And oh my god, let me just tell you that USJ Japan... USJ Japan stands for Universal Studios Japan. So when I say USJ Japan, it's actually Universal Studios Japan. Well, we went to USJ, and that's when I took the photo. Did you guys see the photo I posted on Twitter? That's when I took the photo when I went to USJ. It was so crowded. It was like a weekday, guys. This was like a fucking Wednesday. It was so crowded. There was like so many people. And I was like asking my friend, yo, why are there so many people? It's a fucking weekday during work hours. And he's like, yeah, people like take leaves to go to USJ. People take leaves to go to theme parks, you know, here in Japan. So I'm like, hey, interesting. And we went in and there were quite good rides. We didn't like queue for everything, but we had an express pass to go to the ones we wanted to. And I reckon the ones that were great was the Kimetsu no Yaiba ride, which is basically a VR roller coaster ride. So you use a VR and then the roller coaster. This is based on the Swordsmith Village arc. So it was versus the huge dragon. That was super fun. And then the other one that was super fun was the Harry Potter ride, because they had the Wizarding World of Harry Potter over there, right? It looked so nice. I bought a wand. It's crazy. It really felt like you were right in front of Hogwarts and in Diagon Alley. It's crazy. And the Harry Potter ride was amazing as well, which was also a VR ride. So I reckon those two were the highlights. So other than that, they have frozen butterbeer now at USJ. I don't know if they have it at like other Universal Studios, but they had it at USJ and it's nice. Also, we bought a lot of merch. I bought a lot of merch. I bought a Gengar. No, wait, I bought that at Pokemon Center. There's like this bag. So, you know the popcorn stands in Universal Studio? So there's this, they have like this bundle for you to get a popcorn bag, but it was the shape of a Super Mario star. And the whole day, and the funniest thing is that it lights up. So like the whole day, I was just trolling my friends and singing the Megan Thee Stallion song. Watashi wa star, 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 because I got that. And like, I just flaunted my star to my friends till they got annoyed. Did you get any of the regional themed Pokemon store pins? I did not actually. We'll talk about that as well, because I did go hunt for Pokemon cards. But yeah, USJ, a lot of walking. Okay, the highlights of USJ was Halloween. When it went dark, all the Halloween stuff came out. So like you could see Death Eaters over at like the Harry Potter area. And then when you walked around, there'd be like zombies and people with chainsaws, you know, and like a freaky ass shit, basically. People cosplaying and freaky ass shit and just try to scare you. And the interesting thing is that they also, so it's like scary monsters and villains, whatever, with, they also have heroes. And the heroes were dressed up like Ado because it was like a collaboration with Ado. They had the whole military outfit and everything like that. The white military outfit. And these are all very hot men, very hot ikemens who are like at least 180 cm tall. And oh my god, they looked good. They looked very good. I did get the Ollivander wand, I did. So these villains, the story is that with the zombies and villains around at night, it's these heroes, the good looking guys who are like keeping them, you know, contained and making sure they don't actually go out of bounds with people and spooking them and whatnot. So these heroes were always around. They were very hot. And one of them actually even commented, literally pointed to me and was like, oh, you have a star there. That's good. You can use that. It'll protect you from all the evil spirits. Good luck out there. And I'm like, oh my god, he's so hot. Yes, Ado the singer for Halloween theme. So they also, these monsters would also dance to Ado songs whenever it played. It was great, honestly. Yeah, that was amazing. I love that. The whole spookiness to it, the whole eeriness to it. And the funny thing is that there were a lot of people who got scared and like got surprised because they would actually sneak up behind you and just like shout at you to scare your ass. But also, the funny thing is that some of the evil zombies and the heroes, they had fangirls following them, which was like the funniest shit because they had vampires, guys, and the vampire looked good, okay? There were a lot of beautiful men between the monsters and the heroes, but like for the monsters, it's mostly the vampires, and like the vampires would actually have fangirls following them around. And the heroes as well. And apparently it was like a current popular trend on Japanese TikTok to actually, you know, get some of the interactions together on TikTok and stuff like that. It was super fun. It was super interesting. And also I got a chance to go to Super Nintendo World, which was beautiful. Super Nintendo World was amazing. Although we didn't really get to ride any of the rides because we didn't get the interactive watch that you could use for it. But just experiencing the place was great. And they have a really nice pretty shirt as well. I bought a few Super Mario stuff. It's, I don't know, it's very hard to describe, you know, visiting a place, because when you go into the Super Nintendo World, it's literally like you're getting transported via a pipe into a totally different section, and then you're just like greeted by these Super Mario sights, which is just an indescribable feeling to me, honestly. It's like a very much a feeling of wonder, I guess, for a lack of a better word. How good is the vampire man? Oh, the vampire guy was great. He was also like very flamboyant, and I love that. But yeah, I prefer the heroes. There were like some pretty hot zombies, but I still prefer the heroes, honestly. I keep scaring coworkers. You might have a talent for it. Maybe you could sign up for, you know, for a theme park to be part of the Halloween theme. Yeah. So TLDR with Super Nintendo World, you could buy a watch, and then basically they gamified the whole section. If you obtain enough stars, or was it coins? If you obtain enough stars or coins from like playing the mini games around the Super Nintendo World, you can go to Bowser's Castle. So it's kind of gate kept like that. Like you have to do the mini games and all. Yeah, that was USJ. That was Universal Studios. Did we drink that day? No, I don't think so. We only had a drink from... We bought a konbini drink, like a drink from the convenience store. And that's it. Yeah. Did we? No, wait, no. We went somewhere. I think we went out drinking after that. Yeah, we did. Okay. So we went to our Japanese speaking friend's place. So apparently he has a Japanese friend who recently opened a bar. She's a girl, by the way. Quite pretty, honestly. She opened up a bar and we decided to check that bar out after we got back from USJ. This is like about 12 a.m. We got to her place at like 12:30 maybe. So it was very much late. Hold on, let me drink some water. Now, we got there and the place is so fucking sus. It was like a dingy office building or a dingy building. You know, one of those rundown building that looks dated as hell. But it was clean, thankfully, but it looked dated. Like one of those buildings where you think like you'd find a demon from Chainsaw Man. You know, or like some fucking evil spirit from Mob Psycho. One of those dingy looking buildings. And then you went upstairs. I think it was like the second or third floor. You're greeted like all these supposedly old apartment units. I think they're apartment units, like small apartment units that have been converted to... they had neon lights jutting outside of them, like signages. And they've been converted to, I think... girls bars? Yeah, girls bars. So you could hear every time you go past them, it was like a whole row of them, and like every time you go past each door you could hear like girls giggling and singing and like the sound of guys just ha 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 ha, you know, some pompous ass laugh. So you know there are guys in there and like girls singing and drinking and stuff like that. It's a lot of girls' laughter was heard. And towards the end of that whole hallway was our friend's bar. We went in and the place was just like it was very small. It was like 4 times 4, maybe 16 square meters. Yeah, 16 square meters or something like that. It was quite small. It was 60 square meters with just 2 seats. It was like 2 sofas, one on each side, and like a bar for like the girls. Everyone on Twitch. No, we got some people on YouTube. But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm telling you a story, so I will yap a bit more and I might miss some chat. But if you guys just got here, welcome. I'm just retelling my Japan stories. We're on day 2. A lot happened, I'm telling you guys, during our Osaka trip. So there were like 2 sofas, a table each, and there was a bar area, right? When we came in, there was already like a group of guys in one of the sofas, and there were like maybe 2 guys in the bar area, and our friend's friend was serving because obviously she had the place. There were like 2 women. One was one of his friends, the woman, and another one was like, I don't know, a coworker, I guess. So we were seated in the other part of the sofa, and our friend, who's American, ordered beer, right? He ordered beer. And now the table next to us, the sofa next to us, are like very Japanese people. Okay, this place was like very local. Like none of them could... I don't really think any of them could speak English, except for our friend's friend who could speak a little bit of English. So the table next to us, our friend ordered a beer, and the funny thing is that I also ordered a beer. I was given a glass, like a mug for the beer. Our American friend, was not given a mug. He was just handed the bottle. So he started drinking from the bottle of beer. And then this Japanese uncle was sitting next to us. I could hear him say, talking to one of the girls, it was like, is that how they drink beer in America, they don't use glasses, they don't use mugs. かっこいいね. So I because I understood some Japanese, I could hear him saying that. Just like, oh, that's so cool. He's drinking without a glass. And then he was like, hey, can I order a beer as well? And then he ordered a beer for himself and for our American friend. And they were like, okay, he was like, okay, I'm not gonna drink with the glass, and you have to drink with the glass. So in a way, the funny thing is that they were like very much intrigued by our American friend so much. And like after the whole beer drinking fiasco and being enamored by the fact that he drinks beer straight from the bottle, they asked us to start singing, specifically our American friend. He wanted our American friend to sing Linkin Park. So that shit went crazy. And yeah, basically we spent the whole night just hanging with this group of random Japanese old guys, which was super fun, honestly. They sang really well. They sing really well. They had really nice voices. Random memory from when I went to Japan. Did you get any locals asking about your marriage plans or interested in marrying into Japan? No! Is that a thing? No. I don't think we had any locals asking about that. We had these Japanese, local Japanese guys just asking about America and stuff like that, though. Oh man, at one point I started singing, I was like, because I was in a good mood and everything, I asked them, oh, what songs, they asked me to sing, and I was like, oh, what songs do you want? And I decided to sing, what was it? It was one of the... Was it Plastic Love? I think it was Plastic Love. I decided to sing like an old Japanese song. Oh, Kona Yuki. And we decided to sing together. And he gave me such a face when he heard me singing Japanese fluently, because obviously singing in Japanese when you have the lyrics in your hand isn't that hard. And he obviously, well, I sing as a VTuber, right? So he was like super surprised. I was like, oh, bikurishita. What the hell? He was so surprised that I was singing in Japanese. So I think, yeah, it was quite an experience. I got asked if I was looking to marry and settle down in Japan 3 times or so. I'm not even particularly attractive. Are you Caucasian? Possibly? Maybe that's why? Question mark. I love hearing you sing. Oh, thank you. Oh yeah, it was fun. It's like, you know, it's nice. It's although we were like both kind of hammered at the end of the night, but it was nice connecting with strangers over things that you wouldn't expect to have connected over, like singing in Japanese, and you know, just kind of having pretty much a small cultural exchange and stuff like that, you know. At one point he also offered, this one, you want some of my cigarettes? These are like yasai na tabako. These are the cheap cigarettes in Japan, but they're good. So I gave it a try. It was actually pretty good. So yeah, that was like the night after Universal Studios. That shit went kind of crazy. This is an interesting answer. Oh yeah, did you post that on Discord, was it? I remember. Yeah, I'll give it a listen. I haven't been able to today because I was mostly resting today. It was nice. We went to a very local place. There was a bunch of like old Japanese men, but they were very friendly and very intrigued by the fact that we were foreigners, and we had a good time. I was barely able to communicate, and I was mostly left to my own devices because my other Japanese, my fluent Japanese friend, was speaking to his friend. So like, you know, at some moments he was like, oh, sorry, I don't know what you're saying. You have to go ask your friend to probably translate for me. But it was nice. It's a very, I wouldn't say wholesome. It's a core memory kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like just going to a random bar and like, singing songs with locals and just having a good time and drinking with them. I think it's a great experience. We stayed until like 5 a.m. I think, which was crazy. I didn't even know it was 5 a.m. at the end of the day. Yeah, we stayed until like 5 a.m. And the bill was like, I think it was just like 5 or 6K per person, which is like about $50 to $60 per person. Yeah, 5 a.m. And it's crazy. I actually usually can't stay up till that late, you know. But yeah, we drank until 5 a.m. The previous day that we were at Burlesque, I think we stayed up until like 2 to 3 a.m. This time around, we stayed up until 5 a.m. And when we were going back, I was like, towards the end of the night, I was like kind of winging my friend with that friend of the pretty lady who owned the bar. And I'm like, bro, don't go home with us. Go back to your friend. Now that we're going home, you should be going back to your friend. Just go back to the fucking bar, man. Don't go home with us. And we had to talk to him, convince him for 15 minutes to be like, you're an idiot. Go back to her. She likes you. Go back to her. So after 15 minutes, whilst we were walking home, our friend eventually went back to her. And we were like, ganbare. Good luck. Hopefully you guys hit it off. Wink, wink. This was like at 5:30 a.m. at this point. So the crazy thing is that our friends along with the friend who could speak fluent Japanese, they are very much used to drinking a lot the previous night and just waking up super fucking early to go to work. I'm talking about like drinking until 5 or 6 a.m. and then going to work at like 9 a.m. They're very used to that. So I woke up quite late the day after. I think I woke up at like 11 or something like that, or 10-ish. They already woke up by like 7 or 8 a.m. It's just fucking crazy. And we were like, did you get the girl? Right? We asked him. Thank you for the hydrate. I shall. We asked him if he got the girl. And he was like, no, let me tell you. So in Japan, there's this thing called after, like for after party, where basically if you have a client, you gotta go for dinner, you gotta go for food with your client. You need to go for like dinner, breakfast or lunch with your client after you're done. Apparently it's Japanese culture, so you have to do that. When I went back, we talked for a long time, but then she handed me the bill, which meant that she was gonna go with her other client. There were still other clients there. She was gonna go for breakfast with her other clients. So that means that was my cue to go home. So no, I did not get the girl, he said. And I'm like, oh, damn. And can you imagine? This shit was like at 5:30 a.m. So when he got back, it was probably like 6 a.m.-ish to the bar. So by like 6:30 or like 7 a.m., the girl who worked at the bar had to still go for breakfast with the client who was at the bar, which was not him, by the way, up till who knows what time, man. And I'm like, Japanese working culture is fucking crazy. It's so crazy. And I think it was at that moment during my hungoverness of that day when I was taking a shower, I was thinking about it, how the Japanese culture is very much like, oh, you always have to be polite towards everyone, be nice towards everyone, even if you maybe don't possibly mean it. But you have to be polite to everyone, and also you have to go the extra mile for a lot of people. For example, like what I mentioned earlier, like the after, right? Even though it's 7:30 a.m., you still got to go for breakfast with your client. And I was like talking with my friend over it that, it's kind of, wouldn't it get to the point where, I felt it when I was at the bar. It was like, oh, if they're obliged to be kind to you and always compliment you, then how do you even know when they're actually nice or not? And then my friend was like, yeah, that's a thing. You never really do. So that's a problem. And that made me think that, it's probably in that sort of culture, not that I think it's bad or anything, but like through my observation, I think with that sort of culture, it's kind of hard to determine what's genuine or not. And I think if I was part of that culture, I think it would get to me, man. It would get to me. Because I was told by my friend this. It's like, oh, okay, even if you want to joke and stuff like that, you have to be polite, like very polite, especially if you're with the locals. Like you can't even tease them or anything like that. You have to be super polite. And I'm like, okay, I understand. Because he's like, even if you can speak Japanese, you need to understand their culture, their drinking culture, their nightlife culture. and the etiquette. So just always be very kind, very polite, and go the extra mile. So even though there's this old guy, you can't call him like Osan or Oji-san or something like that. Even though you know he's like noticeably old. Like I believe that guy was like what, 54 or something like that. He mentioned it was his birthday. It was like 54 or something. You can't call him Oji-san or Osan. You have to call him like Oni-san. And I'm like, oh, okay, gotcha. But yeah. Hey there, Mayor. What was it? The day after, what did we do? What did we do the day after on the third day? I believe we shopped. Did we shop? We woke up very late, I remember. Woke up very late, and then we shopped. Oh no, we went to the Ota Street. Ota Street だよ. It's basically, as my friend describes it, Ota Street is like Akihabara but compressed. It's like a compressed version of Akihabara. So I, along with 3D Sun, walked through Ota Street and everything was there. I went through like a bunch. There was a huge ass animate that was like 8 floors there. So I spent a lot of time there. And I bought some stuff of VTubers and also like I think Kingdom Hearts. I bought an acrylic standee of like a Sora from Kingdom Hearts. Did I buy anything else? Some gacha stuff and whatnot. And there's like a lot. Oh my god, the amount of VTuber stuff is actually fucking crazy, guys. It's crazy. It's so much. And they actually have a whole floor dedicated to VTubers. So that was quite an experience. I got to find stuff of Kuzuha, who's like my favorite VTuber there. I should have asked you for a just tip. Nah, I had too much shit in my luggage, bro. I bought like I couldn't find my I bought a lot of like acrylic standees mostly, I think. Osaka, home of King of Fighters. Yeah. This street, this Ota Street, it's like a whole stretch of basically otaku stuff. But like other than I was looking for Kuronoa stuff, which is VTubers from Niji-san GJP. And I found them. Once I found them, I started hunting for my Pokemon cards. So I was looking for, I don't know how many of you guys in chat actually know Pokemon cards, but I was looking for the Charmander promotional from Obsidian Flames, or the special EX deck, the Japanese EX deck, which would basically give me that. I could not find that Charmander. If you guys were in my TCG Shop Sim stream, I did show you guys the card, which is basically a Charmander looking at a Pidgey from behind a window very angrily and very cutely. I couldn't find that card anywhere. That's okay. I found it at one place, but it was like kind of overpriced. And I went to like 10 or 15 card shops there. I could not find it. Are they cheap in Japan? Yes, if they are Japanese versions of the cards. So Japanese cards definitely are cheaper in Japan, like very much cheaper compared to if you check the prices up on the internet. But for some reason, the card that I was going for, only one shop had it out of the 50 we checked, and that shop priced it for quite expensive. So as I know it, that Charmander card goes for like about $20. This shop was selling it for about like $30. So I'm like, what's going on? So I think that when I was there, what happened was that suddenly that card became very popular, and every shop said that they did not have it. It ran out. So I was unlucky. Funnily enough, I decided to buy it online here instead. I got an English version of it. I'm good. Just retelling about my stories in Japan because there's so much to fucking unpack. And I really want to go through it with you guys because one of the things is that I decided to not vlog the whole experience when I was in Osaka because I didn't feel like it, honestly. So that's why I decided to just go in depth with you guys on stream right now because I won't have a video up for it. Yeah, that whole journey, there was so many card shops though, it's crazy. And honestly, the thing that I hate about going to the card shops is that TCG Shop Sim is not fucking lying, man. the weeb smell, as I call it, is real. Oh my lord. The weeb smell / nerd smell is real. Like certain corner, if the shop is big, at certain corners you would catch a whiff of it. If the shop is small, oh, you go in and there's immediately a whiff of it. And I'm like, oh my god, it's persistent everywhere you go. If there's like a con, if there's a con or like a, you know, a weeb event, there's always that smell. I don't understand. It's a lucky smell. Well, yes, according to the TCG shop sim, it is quite a lucky smell, isn't it? But I think you want as the most as a child in those anime shows. For real, for real. But yeah, the weeb smell was real, man. I don't understand. Do people not use deodorant? Do they not shower? God damn. Funny thing is that I went to this one shop, one TCG shop, and the thing is, like, you don't really see girls, right? So with every shop that I went to, I was pretty much the only girl, and of course I was dressed up nice, right? Anyway, I always dress up nice, and I went to this one shop, and I saw this employee who was like standing there nervously, and a guy. He looked kind of young. He looked like maybe he was still in high school or so, right? And I wanted to ask whether they had the Hitokage card, right? The Charmander card. So I asked him, この Hitokage no card がありますか? Which means like, do you have this Charmander card? And basically the whole time he was like looking for the card for me and like trying to answer to me and everything with my limited Japanese, so I understood what he was saying. He would never make eye contact with me, and he was so anxious. I felt so bad for him. Like, even like when he was trying to open up the cabinet to show me the card, because he happened to have the card, to show me the card, he struggled to get the key to open the cabinet because he was so nervous. And I'm like, oh my god, I feel so bad for him. Like, he always kept his head down, did not look at me. He was like so nervous, and I'm like, oh, it's literally like the animes. I felt bad. It was probably because he was like young and nervous, and maybe he was new at the job though. But I just thought it was so cute. Sorry. Sorry. I probably shouldn't talk shit about other people. Karma hit me just now. Oh, let me drink some water. But yeah, unfortunately, like the whole card edit series is like out in Japan when I checked. The store employees must be nervous to a pretty girl. Maybe not even just a pretty girl, bro. I think the store employee was just nervous of a girl, full stop. Who knows, right? Who knows? But yeah, later that day, what else did we do? Obviously, we drank some more, I'm pretty sure. Where did we drink though? Ah, I remember. After that, we went to, I think we went to Umeda. So Umeda is like, I think the CBD. Sorry. The CBD of Osaka. Like, you can see like skyscrapers and high-rise buildings and everything like that. It's so pretty. It's so beautiful. And we did the whole, let's go to a convenience store again. There was a nearby Lawson, and just drink at the nearby park, which was around there, and have some amazing takoyaki, by the way. That takoyaki was fucking amazing at Umeda. And so we did that, and it was just a nice time, really. The view was nice. It was kind of going into autumn, right, last week. So the trees were beautiful, and it was just nice, and the breeze was also very nice. So that was also quite a cool memory moment. You know what I mean? Just hanging with friends, eating takoyaki under a nice autumn tree, at night where the lights were very pretty, overlooking, an urban sort of environment with nice high-rise skyscrapers and a lot of people, just nice subtle chatter all around you, and good beer. It's very much like a cool memory. That was nice. That was nice. Standing and everything is really shading and everything. Thank you. Hi there, favorite Sea Fox VTuber. Of course, I'm your favorite Sea Fox VTuber. It's because there's no other Sea Fox VTuber, Gus. But I do appreciate it. Thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu. Oh, I did not go to the aquarium, unfortunately. I did not. However, the next day after that, we did go to Nara, which is, I think a lot of you guys would know, is the place with a lot of deers. And this friend of mine, obviously he was a nerd, so he was like, are you gonna do the shika noko noko dance? And I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. So anyway, we went to Nara the next day, hungover, obviously. Most of us were pretty much hungover every fucking day, bro. It was fucking crazy. And we're not even that young, so the hangover is like the worst kind of hangover. It's like, oh shit, I'm old kind of hangover. You know what I mean? It's the hangovers that makes you realize that you're not getting any younger. So we went to Nara, and there were a lot of deers, and that was also like a very pretty. It's very pretty because I don't think I've ever just seen wildlife really walking around and so integrated into the urban environment. Hey, it was very nice, very peaceful. But what I did not expect was that male deers, they make squealing sounds like whining babies. I did not even know that deers made sounds. That was mind-blowing. It's like a very high-pitched sort of screech that they do, and it's only the male ones that do that. So I don't know what the fuck is up with that. So like I could be taking a very peaceful, pretty video of like deers drinking water by the lake, and then like if I turn on the background music, it's just these male deers just screeching like they're getting murdered in a haunted house, you know? We had that deer anime opening, Shika Noko Noko, right? Yeah, that one. My friend and I took turns dancing that in front of the deers. I can't even do an impression, guys. Just look it up. Just Google it. I can't even begin to attempt it. It's just wild. You know what they sound like in Harry Potter? You know the mandrakes? They sound like that. The mandrakes when they actually pull it out. That's what they sound like. It's crazy. But that place, Nara, is also home to one of the biggest temples, I believe. And that temple was amazing as well. There's like a huge golden Buddhist statues within the temple, and all that my friends and I were talking about, because that guy and another guy are fans of Souls-like. So all we talked about was a lot of Black Myth Wukong. So we went to the temple. It's like, oh, it's that guy from Black Myth Wukong. And we were talking about, you know, the whole lore behind Black Myth Wukong, or the legend itself, you know, about the journey to the west and stuff like that, and how it correlates to the statues that we saw at the temple. Yeah, and I also got chased by deers, guy. The deers were very aggressive. The deers were very aggressive. That was kind of scary. I feared for my life. I feared specifically for the male deers because they looked very aggressive. So I did not want to get bit by a deer. Sounds like an excuse for getting some deer flesh. My friend actually asked that. He was like, if they have so many deers around, would their local dish be deer meat? Question mark. You didn't have any deer biscuits. Oh, it was when I had deer biscuits that they got very, very aggressive. So that was scary. Yeah. But yeah, Nara was a beautiful experience, honestly. It was nice. And I'm trying to remember what we did after Nara. I remember. So after we went to Nara, we went back, and obviously we went to Dotonbori again to have some izakaya food and stuff like that. And this one particular izakaya in the corner. So basically we went to this small izakaya, and there were on one of the tables in the corner was a group of very beautiful ladies, beautiful one-sans. And my friend was like kind of eavesdropping into their conversations, and he was like, oh, they're from those karaoke bars, which is basically like, you know, girls bars, but it's like usually it's older women. And the owner of the izakaya was like giving them free drinks because he was like, oh, I've never seen pretty girls like you guys working at such karaoke bars and stuff. And he was like getting free drinks. And then not long after, another very pretty girl walked in, and she was also offered free shit. And I was like thinking, man, I was telling my other friend, my other girlfriend, I was telling her, man, maybe if these guy friends of us like fucked off to another table and we just came in with the two of us, maybe we'd get free shit too. I thought it was like really, really funny that the izakaya owner was just like giving free shit to like pretty girls. And I'm like, I wish I could get those benefits. Hi Bito! Japan was super fun. It was super fun. How was the stream? Bito is, by the way, someone who does a lot of my art. So if you see a pretty art for me by Tsukino Bito, that's hers. But yeah. Are you talking about Nier Automata Shinobi? That was that night. And then we decided to go to this themed girls bar, themed cafe. I think that's what they call it. Teimu cafe, which directly translates into themed cafe. So it's like a separate thing from girls bar. It's kind of like a girls bar where basically you have girls sitting behind a bar, but they usually have a certain theme. Now this cafe we went to was maid themed because we actually did it for the shits and giggles, right? And per usual, flat fee. That one particularly was like 2,200. And when I approached her, because she was actually like on the street holding up a sign, I was like saying that, oh, for 2,200 yen, free flow drinks, maid cafe. I could read that. It was in Japanese, and I was like, oh, can we? 私と友達たち行きたい。できますか? In my broken Japanese, that basically means me and my friends want to go. Can we go? And they're like, honori. She was like surprised that people wanted to go to the cafe because I guess supposedly it's new and I guess not many people go. We went there, and when she led us there was actually no one. It was just us. It was like a total of maybe 12 seats in total, like an izakaya. But it was just us, like the 5 of us. So yeah. And 2,200 free flow drinks and stuff like that. And as per usual, the whole tipping, buying a drink culture was there as well. And I decided to open up by asking, do any of you guys go to host bars or host clubs? And they're like, oh, no, but I have friends who do. So this one girl, there were 2 girls, right? One of the girls actually decided to call her friends and make down notes of which host clubs we should be going to, like recommendations. And I'm like, oh my God, she's going through so much effort to get me names of host clubs. And the other girl is like, oh, I don't like host clubs. I prefer going to a boys' cafe instead. And that's interesting because I'm like, wait, I asked 何時までここでアルバイトは何時まで which is like what time do you work until, and they say they work until 5 a.m. guys. So I'm like and she was saying, oh yeah, I have class at 10 a.m. tomorrow and I'm working until 5 a.m. and I'm like, how do you even live like that? That's crazy. And she did say that when she goes to boys' cafe instead, because there's some distance, she doesn't like physical contact with guys. She finds it a bit uncomfortable. She prefers a bit of distance with the person, with the guy serving, with the whoever, right? The boys. So she prefers like Teimu cafe, like the vampire theme or like the butler cafes and stuff like that, which is similar to what we were doing there. So yeah, and I'm like, when do you even go if you like work until like 5 a.m.? It's like, oh, we go in the morning. So she was saying that there are 2 shifts when it comes to like these theme cafes or even like host clubs and hostess clubs. There's a morning shift, which is from 5時から until was it 10 a.m. Until 10 a.m. まで so it was like from 5 a.m. till 10 a.m. there was actually a club certain nightlife activities that whatever is usually nightlife activities that are available in the AM specifically catered towards those nightlife workers. So people at like these girls bars and kabakuras and stuff, they end at 5 a.m. So there are other such similar activities that start at 5 a.m. for them until like 10 a.m. And I thought that was like, even my friend who worked in Japan a lot did not know that there was like a morning shift for these sort of things, dedicated morning shifts. And they literally said it as asa cafe, like morning cafes. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I do notice when I speak Japanese, my voice goes higher. It's weird, isn't it? Have a good one, Shinobi. Thanks for dropping by. So isn't it crazy that imagine going to like hostess clubs like in the morning at 5 a.m. Anyway, later I found out that actually, my Japanese, it depends. When I'm yeah, my voice definitely pitches up when I speak Japanese. I don't know why. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so later on we found out that the girls, my friends and I, were kind of betting that they were kind of young. They looked kind of young, and I'm like, no, they can't be that young, right? Because they were drinking with us. We were buying them drinks. They can't be that young. And as I know, at the legal age of drinking was like 21 or something like that. So we asked them eventually, how old are you guys? And then they're like, 17 and 18. And I'm like, holy fuck, they're young. And suddenly we all felt so ancient. And we asked what the legal drinking age was in Japan, and it was like 20. So they weren't actually, they were drinking juice, like fruit juice, like apple juice, whilst we were drinking alcohol. And I'm like, this is so weird. Bro, this is so weird. And then later on we also found out, or more like I found out, that one of the girls, because there were two girls, right? The other girl did not go to such boys cafes or like host clubs cafes at all when I asked. And I asked why. She was like, idol dakara. And which means she was an idol. And I'm like, you're an idol? It's like, demo mada debut shita? I don't know what the grammar is. But basically she said that, yeah, I'm an idol who hasn't debuted yet. I'm like part of an idol group, so I can't be seen with guys at all. Like not even boys cafe and stuff like that. I literally can't be seen with guys. And I'm like, what? And you're working here at this girls bar? Yeah. And she said that she actually works at two girls bars. This one was a maid themed one, right? And the girl was also working at a bunny themed one in the mornings. That one was like, the shift was from like 3 p.m. kara what was it? It was like naraji made? Maybe at 3 p.m. to 7 a.m. or something like that. So she worked at two themed cafes, and she gets like maybe barely any hours of sleep. She's young and she works hard so she can fund her idol dreams. And then when we asked, I asked, why do you want to be an idol? And she was like, I saw an idol anime like Love Live and Oshinoko, and I thought I wanted to be one. And she said a word in Japanese that was like a slang that even my friend didn't know, but it meant she was delusional. So out of curiosity, I asked, VTuber ga shitemasu ka? Which means, do you know what VTubers are? And I asked, shiteru. And I asked, why did she ever try becoming a VTuber instead? And she was like, no, I think I just stopped trying for the big companies. I got lazy, she said. So she wants to be an idol instead. They were very, yeah, Delulu. They were very cute and young. And I don't know, you know, there's something great about that, the freshness of youth. You know what I mean? Not the freshness, maybe the better word is like the naivety of youth. Like how you can see that they have dreams and passions and they're not yet tarnished by the realities of this capitalistic world. It was quite nice to see, you know. It was very cute and nice to see. It was quite refreshing. Innocence, yeah, sure, the innocence. It's nice. But anyway, they're very cute, and eventually she gave me she showed me her girl group name when we were about to leave, and she was like saying that, yeah, the idol life is tough, because when we went in, she was even like doing a live on her TikTok, and she was like saying that her company, her idol group required her to get a certain amount of followers on TikTok and stuff like that. So that before they debut, so they were all literally targeted a certain amount of TikTok followers. It's rough, bro. Idol life is rough. But anyway, that was that night. And then, did you enjoy your time in Japan? Of course. And that's why I've been talking for like 1.5 hours about it. This is how much shit has happened in Japan, okay? And honestly, I truly enjoyed it, because maybe you guys might think that I was just drinking a lot and stuff like that, but rather for me, I felt like I was very much immersed within the culture, and the fact that I had like so many chances to talk to locals, and even talk to an idol to learn more about idol culture in Japan and stuff like that. I think it's such an amazing experience, you know, because I think that's what I like the most about traveling. It's like experiencing different cultures and learning about it. And I always pretty much find it very intriguing, even though it might be very different and I may not understand it. But I find value in trying to understand it, right? Anyway, yeah, so that was the day that was, you know, where we re-experienced youth through other people, being the girls who worked at the Maid Cafe. No. And then we ended up going home at like 3:30 a.m. As you can see, there's a trend here. We always end up going home at like 3 a.m. plus. Onwards to the next day, which is basically our last day before flying out of Osaka, because the day after was our flight back. It always sounds very intoxicating to my ears, like a lady of elegance is speaking. Thank you. And meanwhile, I'm just telling you guys about my stories and endeavors of alcoholism in Osaka. But yeah, I do not sound like this when I speak in Japanese, especially when I'm drunk speaking in Japanese. I think I tend to go very much high-pitched, which, yeah, I think I realized that too. What did we do on the last day? What did we do? I'm trying to remember. Oh, the last day was mostly just like shopping. We went to Uniqlo and oh my god, wait, actually, let me tell you guys. We went to this building. Oh no, the day before we also went to like this building which had a Capcom store, a Nintendo store, and a Pokemon store. Yeah, it had all that. So it had like all the merch from like Zelda to like what was it called? Animal Crossing, Pikmins and stuff like that for the Nintendo world. And then for the Capcom store, you had like Monster Hunter stuff and Pokemon. Well, Pokemon is Pokemon, right? So that was like one whole building. And then the next day we went to a different building, which was, yeah, if you guys gotta lurk or sleep, go ahead. Thank you. Good to hear that you guys can sleep or rest to my voice. Yeah, Osaka Station City ka. And then the next day we went to another different building that I can't remember, honestly. I think it was like Namba. It was at Namba ka. About the night. This building, we went there to go to Uniqlo and Goo, which is, by the way, guys, Goo is like a more casual sort of brand line by Uniqlo, but it's also by Uniqlo, which I ended up buying most of my shit from Goo instead. GU, it's spelled GU. But anyway, in that whole building, there was like Uniqlo and Goo, but also, this is crazy, there was like randomly an Armored Core pop-up store. There, my friend was like, male Noira was like, oh my god, is that Armored Core? And then I saw that and I said the same thing. I was like, oh my god, is that Armored Core? And then we just like checked out the Armored Core pop-up store, which had a lot of like gashapons of like Armored Core, and you know, this whole pinboard of people writing stuff for Armored Core, specifically Fires of Rubicon, the 6th one. And you know, there were a lot of people just gathered there to pay homage to Armored Core. So that was crazy. And after that, I went to shop around Uniqlo, right? What he didn't tell me was that he only told me after 10 p.m. where the store has closed already, was that there were, on the other side, there was actually a rave pop-up store. How many of you guys know what rave is? Rave, aka the predecessor of Fairy Tail. Hands up. Anyone in chat? Because he was like, yeah, do you know Rave? Rave, like the old anime, is like, what are you talking about? Rave, like, you know the guy with the white hair? And I'm like, that Rave? Haru? Rave? No way. It's like, yeah, that old anime, there's like randomly a pop-up store on the other side. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Hands up. Any of you guys know Rave? So this is like the same floor, same building. There, within the same floor, there was like an Armored Core and a Rave pop-up store. Did you try get any candy over there? I did not, unfortunately. It was mostly like, I think my experience was mostly alcohol and weeby stuff, and a lot of shopping at Donkey and clothes. Anyway, Rave is you guys can look up Rave anime. So Rave is one of the mangas that I used to read a lot because I really liked the protagonist. I used to always simp for him. Haru, I believe his name was. Haru Glory from Wave Master. Yeah, that Haru Glory. Rave Master. I think I always just called it Rave. I don't remember there being a master. Because when I read the mangas, it was always just Rave. Anyway, yeah, I used to simp for Haru Glory. But the thing is, like, it's one of those mangas that I don't remember anything about anymore. But I have a specific affection, like, there's a specific place in my heart always for Plu, because I think Plu is just like the cutest shit ever. I don't know, man, the mix of like shivering and cluelessness and just cute stupidity is just I still think Clue is like the cutest thing ever. I really love Plu. I've been playing Let's Go Eevee a lot, and I've been playing it for like the past 3 to 4 years as well. I only recently finished it. I even named my Eevee Plu. Okay, that's how much I love Plu. So when I found out there was a Rave pop-up store and I saw that there was a Plu doll, I was like crazy, but they already closed. So I was like asking my friend to be like, yo, can you like get me that tomorrow when you're still in like Osaka, when you have the time? Please get me a Plu doll, because we were rushing, right? The day after, because we were trying to catch our flight. So we didn't really have time to go back to that store and grab the Plu doll. But anyway, the real story is what happens at night, obviously. Because like I said, this trip truly is mostly like a nightlife speedrun sort of trip. But to be honest, the nightlife in Osaka is way tamer than it is in Tokyo. The streets are much quieter. But I think the culture is probably the same. I think it's probably quieter because everyone's already in like some sort of indoors nightlife thing, drinking, you know. But like at 12 a.m. the streets are pretty much, there's not really that many people at Dotonbori compared to like say Shinjuku or like areas in Tokyo where there's just sorry, not Shinjuku, Kabukicho. Compared to Kabukicho, it's like very different. Kabukicho at any time of the night is like fucking crowded. At Dotonbori, it's quiet after 10 p.m. even, which is crazy. And this is like at a Friday night. So at night we decided to look for an izakaya, a random ass izakaya, and the food was amazing. And then we finished the night with trying to speed run some more nightlife stuff, right? Osaka nightlife is just very different. Maybe. I wouldn't know because I don't think I got to, I didn't really get to experience this much nightlife, authentic nightlife, if you may put it that way, in Osaka. Like being able to go to all the kyabakuras and stuff like that. I didn't get to do that in Osaka because my Japanese isn't fluent enough. And then we went to, what was the first spot we went to? Let me think. So at Osaka, at Dotonbori, you have these information centers, all right, that can refer you to where you want to go. They're not actually like tourist friendly, but they tell you where you could go. So like if you want to do something for your night but you don't know where to go, you can go to these guys. They legitimately look like tourist information centers. So the first thing they asked was whether we could go to host clubs, but apparently foreigners and guys are not allowed at host clubs. So we cannot, obviously. Maybe the women can, but like the guys can't. And I'm like, I'm not gonna go if like my fluent Japanese speaking friend is not coming with me. So that's scratched. So then we asked, okay, so where else can we go to? So he referred us to this place who was a kyabakura, where basically you just, how do I explain what a kyabakura is? You drink with girls and you talk, and the girls switch, the same rule, like they switch every 15 minutes or so, and free flow drinks. But this one was a bit more like elevated and posh. It's not as ratchet, I think, in a way. So we went there first. And my girlfriend and I, my female friend, we decided to not get any girls. They asked, do you guys want a girl to talk to too? And we're like, nah, we don't. So because of that, I think our charge was cheaper. I think it was just like 3k yen. And the guys who got girls it was like 6k yen per person or something for like 1 hour of free flow drinks. And we were separated into 2 tables. My female friend and I decided to sit on one table whilst observing the guys because we thought it'd be funny. So we went there and they asked whether we went down these stairs, and it was just like it looked like a posh lounge, I guess. And the girls there had like very fancy hair and like beautiful, kind of like party dresses. So it wasn't like, ratchet. It's not like, they had their butts out, cleavages and stuff. It's not like bunny suits and stuff like that. It was refined, I guess. The girls were in evening gowns and party dresses. Very pretty ones too. In heels as well, not showing as much skin, I guess, if you want to put it that way. We went there, and then as usual, the girls did a rotation and stuff like that, and they actually had one English speaking girl. Wait, hold on, I should tell you guys first how the system works. So they ask whether you want whiskey or brandy. So me, of course, I asked for whiskey. So free flow whiskey it was. So they actually just put a bottle of whiskey on your table. It was a Glenlivet 12 year, which is actually not a bad whiskey. It's not too bad. They just put it on the table and you can pour it yourself, basically. So it's like free flow whiskey. If you finish that bottle, you can get another. That's the free flow. So we sat there, the girls started coming and talking to the guys, and then my girlfriend and I were just like talking and drinking a lot compared to the guys, because the thing is like these girls wouldn't really pour you drinks, because the more that you pour for the clients, obviously the more expensive it is for the place, so they don't really pour for you as much. So unless you pour it for yourselves, you don't really get to drink much. But my female friend and I were just like drinking like no tomorrow. Like we finished like half a bottle within like 1 hour. Not much, I know. But like we didn't really want to get too drunk because we were still going to go to other places after that. But we easily finished like half a bottle within like an hour or so. And Glenlivet 15 is my favorite, that it's actually affordable. Yeah, right? So Glenlivet ain't a bad one. And for our American friend, they actually got someone who used to live in Vancouver. And let me just tell you guys that I reckon this girl is probably the coolest person I've met thus far in my life. So, okay, prepare yourselves. This girl, she came over and she was like talking with our American friend. And like after a while, our American friend was like, you guys, you need to listen to this. She's actually a metal guitarist and she's endorsed by a famous metal guitar brand. And she even has like a custom metal guitar made by that brand. She's pretty much like one of the ambassadors. And her English was really good as well. So she was like, oh yeah, I used to live in Vancouver for like a year. And she's like, that's crazy. And basically I talked to her and stuff like that. I was like, do you make music? And she's like, yeah, I do covers and stuff like that. And I'm like, can I get your contact? Because maybe, you know, I'm a VTuber. I do covers. Maybe, you know, I could ask you to do some instrumental backing track or something like that. So yeah, we did. And I'm not going to tell you guys who it is because I don't know if she wants to get identified as having worked at a kyabakura. But I checked out her stuff. And you know what else she does? She not only is she a metal guitarist, she also does like biking vlogs around Canada and a lot of places outside of Japan. I think some places within Japan, but also a lot of places outside of Japan. Like biking, like legitimate biking, like biker, bro, like motorbikes, like big motorbikes. She travels she does road trips on bikes, like the cool looking ones, like the ninjas and stuff like that. I know nothing about bikes, by the way, but bikes, you know what I mean? And I'm like, bro, is she like, I'm pretty sure she's the coolest person I've ever fucking met. Oh my god. I was talking to her actually earlier today on Twitter too. But yeah, she has like a whole YouTube channel and stuff like that for that. So not only does she tour for concerts for being a metal guitarist, she also has a band and her voice is also very good. She also tours on her bike and makes biking vlogs. So it's crazy. It's crazy. Wait, I'm not talking about cycling, yeah? I'm talking about big motorbikes. Like, you know, vroom vroom bikes, not cycling. You know, hot lady bikes. You know what I mean? Like Catwoman. Uh-huh. And she's also very pretty, by the way. And that made me think, like, what the fuck? How is she doing all these crazy things, and why is she working at a kyabakura? And then I thought, I guess it's not the most like stable thing to fund such hobbies, you know, like being a guitarist and then funding hobbies for biking and stuff like that. So maybe kyabakura is like a decent, you know, casual sort of job to fund your day to day. And then when I asked her, she was like, oh yeah, I'm pretty much like the freelance person they call up when you need like an English speaking hostess for a kyabakura. And I'm like, interesting. So yeah, that was quite an experience. Obviously they switch ladies every 15 minutes as per usual, but my friend locked in the metal guitar lady for like, I believe it costs like $30 to like lock in the lady so that they don't switch out for the hour, for the time that you're there for. And then my friend and I, because obviously the guys were talking to the girls, we scanned around the room, and this one guy I think was interesting because he was like in the corner of the room with the hostess. Obviously he looked like a nerd, like a nerd, like an otaku. He looked like an otaku, and he was just there with the lady. The bottle was in front of him. He didn't even drink at all. Like, you know, he was there to just talk to the lady. And I'm like, that's interesting. People do that, huh? People actually pay to go to these kyabakuras where you actually have free flow drinks of either whiskey or brandy. And then they actually consciously choose to not drink at all just so they could talk to ladies. And I thought, at that moment, I thought, I think there's how they're saying that there's this whole endemic / pandemic of like loneliness in the world right now. Loneliness is basically creeping upon us a lot, especially with the younger generations and everything like that. So I thought to myself, I think seeing all this, if there's like one nation that's great at having quick fixes for loneliness, it's probably Japan. You know what I mean? Because I'm pretty sure these people go into these sort of establishments like host clubs, kyabakuras and stuff like that, knowing that it's fake. But they acknowledge that it's fake, but they're okay with it. It's just to momentarily cure their loneliness, if you want to put it that way. So that was an interesting observation. And you know what? I do the same thing. I'd go into host club, or like you guys, people who enjoy streamers or VTubers. Same thing, if you think about it. You guys tune into VTubers / streamers, content creators to kind of, enjoy what they're doing, right? For the entertainment of it. So I think honestly these sort of services versus like streaming and stuff like that are not much different. Japanese work ethic has kind of dialed the social loneliness to 11 though. Yeah, which is why I say that if the world is experiencing loneliness nowadays, a new sort of loneliness, newly experiencing loneliness, I think the Japanese nightlife is basically the workaround for it. Because Japan has been struggling with the whole thing the most. Yeah, I do think it's mostly like with the world culture, because if you think about it, the world culture is crazy in Japan. Okaeri nasai, Genjutsu-sama. Yeah, it's interesting. And like I said, it's not particularly a bad thing. If anything, it's a very omoshiroi sort of thing. Omoshiroi not in the funny sense, but truly interesting, intriguing, more like. It's I would do that too. If I feel like I want to talk to someone and then none of my friends are available, I can see myself going to kyabakuras or like going to a host club to just talk with guys. Even though it's not, I know it's fake, but like, what's wrong with me wanting to have like, just some sort of conversation with someone who looks decent? Might as well be eye candy, right? Nothing wrong with that. Can't say nightlife is a good fix though. Yeah, but it sprouts, I'm pretty sure it sprouted from like a certain sort of loneliness, right? Wouldn't say it's a fix at all. Yeah, not a good fix, but it's a temporary, quick sort of fix, right? It's a patch for a breakup problem. Definitely. I agree with that too. But it's definitely a quick fix, I reckon. So anyway, after that kyabakura, wait, let me drink some water. I've yapped so much, bro. After that kyabakura, we decided to go on to another place, which was like a devil's bar. We wanted to go into a bunny bar, but it was full, so we decided to go to a devil's bar instead. Sounds like a really cool idea to yap to random people. It's cool it isn't taboo in Japan, but might be in North America. Yeah, right? It is. But like, I think these sort of... Because like with the kyabakuras I went to, I mean, it's nothing sexual or anything like that. So I don't think it's as taboo or like as humiliating working there versus like other, as... I don't think it's humiliating working there, full stop. I mean, you see idols working at these sort of places, these themed cafes or like kyabakuras and stuff like that. After the kyabakura, we went to a devil themed bar. Like, you guys remember how I told you guys the night before we went to a maid theme cafe. This is a devil themed one where basically you pay flat fee, free flow drinks, and then you get a bunch of girls in devil outfits talking to you while karaoke. That place was a bit underwhelming, but I really like the outfits. But like the girls were kind of, according to the guys, the girls weren't up to their taste. No, sorry, preferences. Am I right? But I found out from talking to the girls that one of the girls who was working behind the bar one of them was actually an idol, because I was like, oh, that's a nice voice. And she's like, yeah, she's an idol. And then it was then that I realized that a lot of idols worked at these sort of nightlife establishments that aren't too touchy, you know, they aren't too sus. So they actually work there to fund their idol activities and stuff like that. I never would have thought that if I didn't talk to these people during this Osaka trip. It's tough, man, being an idol. Like, you see people just funding hobbies via this sort of lifestyle. Like the lady previously with her biking and her metal guitaring and multiple idols. You know, that's interesting, isn't it? So, yeah. And then anyway, after going to the... Hold on, my headphones fucking... Sorry, my mic is being wonky. After we went to the devil-themed bar, which was... it wasn't... Compared to the others, I preferred the others too, honestly. I could totally see aspiring influencers moonlighting as hosts if it were more acceptable in the West. I think I would too. I was like... I was saying that to my friends as well. I think if I was in Japan, I'd do this sort of job if it allowed me. I said that. Because I like talking to people. I mean, and I like getting conversations out of people. I think that's interesting, you know? And I like having that boundary as well, to just talk and not go into anything romantic or sexual. I like that sort of stuff. I mean, that's why I'm a streamer for you guys as well, though, right? That's why we're at the Deep Blue and I'm yapping my head off. Because I do like talking and learning about people and learning new things. Yes, you heard my phone vibrate. That was... Yeah, you heard my phone vibrate just now. Sorry. My headset is doing stupid shit again. Hey. What's wrong with my headset? My mic is sensitive? Yeah, sure it is. I would want to get paid to listen to people yap and entertain them in a non-sexual way. Learning social skills. I would definitely do that sort of job if I was in Japan. Definitely. Maybe, we'll see. But I do think like doing that sort of job would probably require a work visa, right? Or, you know, it's probably via sus ways. Because like some of the girls who were working, like the one earlier, at the burlesque place that I told you guys about, some of those girls were freshly in Japan, like only for 1 month and stuff like that. So, you know, they work at these sort of places as a means to an end, you know, a way to get funded for other things that they wanted to do. And I think that's great, honestly. Can definitely see the business working in the West for nerdy guys with the whole 5-foot wide tables to prevent touching and TCG's style minimum hygiene rules. Yeah. I wish this sort of culture wasn't as looked down upon. You're right, like you guys mentioned in chat, truly. Like I said, I think it could be a temporary quick band-aid for like a lot of the loneliness endemic that we're experiencing in the current generation. I think under 25 you can get working holiday visas pretty easily for 6 to 24 months. Yeah, we'll see. If I go to Japan, I think I probably want to take up a language course. I don't even know if I'll have time to do that sort of thing, but I do want to try. I think, working at those sort of places with my limited Japanese. Or I could be like, can I be the host for like the gaijins maybe? For like the foreigners, I can speak English? ? So anyway, after we went to the devil-themed bar, the devil-themed cafe, we went to another devil's-themed cafe. Except this was like the skimpiest devil's girls bar we've been to. They were literally in two pieces, like undies and bras, like tiny ass bras, like half windowed bras, you know what I mean? Like succubus's sort of outfit. But they were amazing. I love it. That place was great, and they had like, I think, the biggest selection of drinks. I think I tried sake, wine or alcohol that was made from potato or something like that. Yeah, I had a grand time at this new place. Probably also because I was like kind of drunk already. Who knows? vodka. She said it wasn't vodka. It was like Japanese style something. And like when she asked what kind of chaser do I want, I said chaser wa ii desu. Chaser wa ii desu. I said basically just I don't need the chaser. Just that is okay. She was like, suyoi. She was like saying I was strong, and I'm like, wait, if you're saying I'm strong, should I be scared? Is this alcohol strong? So then I asked for chaser, and apparently you chase it down with water. I still don't know what alcohol that is. But it was quite strong, yeah. But it was very smooth. It was very smooth. Anyway, this cafe we went to, I got particularly smashed this night. My God, it was bad. Okay, it was bad. Shenanigans happened. Anyway, the demon girl that was like serving us, she had like a bunch of piercings on her lips, and so I asked her how many piercings she got. I don't remember how many she got, but like she has a lot of it. And I loved her outfit. I told her that, and I said, "Do you have any tattoos?" And she said that, "Oh, I don't have any tattoos because in Japan piercings are okay, but like tattoo is not good. Apparently it's looked down upon in Japan, like females having tattoos." And I'm like, I did not know that. What? I did not. Did you guys know that? Because I did not know that. I know. I thought that by now, tattoos would be okay. You know, would be in modern culture. I thought that tattoos would be acceptable, but apparently it's not. Tattoo is still heavily Yakuza affiliated in culture. Yeah, I know it's Yakuza affiliated generally, but like I thought like people nowadays would have gone past that, but apparently not. Seems like tattoos are frowned upon anywhere. I feel like tattoos are more accepted in a lot of places now. I didn't like in Korea. I see a lot more people with tattoos in Korea. Fernanda has to wear a wide watch every day to cover a small script on her wrist. Oh, damn. The tats were still a Yakuza thing. Yeah, I don't know why, but like I assumed that nowadays it'd be more accepted. No wonder maybe people were looking at me. Maybe people were looking at me due to my tattoos, I guess. maybe that's why I caught a lot of stares in Japan. Yeah, maybe that's why. If you got some looks, maybe that's why people were looking at me as well. Because, yeah, maybe. As the practice originated as a prisoner marking, wouldn't be surprised that in Japan it would have a stronger connection to that part of society. Like crime and stuff. Yeah, like a crime, delinquent sort of connotation. I guess. I'm just surprised that piercings are like okay, but like tattoos are not. But anyway, moving on. Now what's funny about this demon girl bar? We started talking. It's all girls, right? We started talking about anime guys. And about who's your favorite ikemen, and like this girl's like Sukuna, and I'm like, oh my god, same. So we bonded over like hot anime guys, which I fucking love. Right? It's amazing. And at one point, there was one guy, a boy, like he was a femboy, okay? He was dressed in like female skimpy clothing. In this, how do I explain his clothing even? Everything was barely covered, okay? Like with the whiff of a wind, like maybe if you like direct a fan at him, everything will fly off. You know, everything will be exposed. You know what I mean? So that was that guy. He was so funny. he had nipple tapes to cover his nipples. So I was like telling him, oh my god, kawaii. I was telling him he looks so cute. I love his outfit. And he lifted his shirt and he was like, even with the nipple tapes, I still look cute. He was like the funniest guy, and he actually did look very decent. Like he looked good, you know. Wait, my mic's doing its thing again. There you go. Yeah. Hi Nate, welcome. Yeah, there was a very pretty femboy at that establishment. that we all got very hammered at and very drunk at. So that was super fun. I was so drunk that this is my shame. I accidentally took one of the girls' phones because it was on the counter right across me, and it happened to be the same exact phone that I have because I use a transparent cover. It was the same model and same color. So I thought it was my phone, y'all. Can you guys imagine? So, and I was drunk, right? And when I'm drunk, I tend to be very cautious. Like, I make sure that I have all my belongings. So if I see something that looks like mine, I would put it in my bag. Just standard ways to be okay even when you're drunk things. So I walked out, we went to get some McDonald's, and I heard my phone vibrate. So I took my phone out, but something was still vibrating in my bag. It was then that I realized that I had an additional phone in my bag, and I panicked. I was like, holy shit, I took someone's phone. And they like put the, lost iPhone sort of thing. So then I immediately rushed back and ran there. And I was like, oh my God, something else. And I just kept repeating that. I gave it back to her. But they were all like, daijoubu. And I'm like, oh, no. I know. I did a stupid thing. I'm sorry. I'm so drunk. I'm sorry. Yeah. So I accidentally took their phone, one of their phones. And like, I almost became a criminal in Japan, bro. I mean, it's fair though, isn't it? Like, it's my fault, but it makes sense. You guys know what I mean? It's my fault, but it makes sense. So kinda, it's not that bad, I guess. They understood. And the funniest thing is that I was running in haste and panic, and then there's like a glass door that you have to push to kind of open first, right? But I was like running and panicky. I felt so bad that I did see the glass door that I ran into it. And there were like customers. Actually just staring at me and actually saw me do that. These otaku customers, these nerd-looking customers. And the girls were actually just laughing, and instead they were like, hey, kawaii. And I was like, oh my God, I feel like I'm in some fucking sort of K-on/Bocchi the Rock sort of anime where I do like klutzy shit. Holy fuck. But yeah, rather than, instead they were like saying kawaii and daijoubu and stuff like that. But yeah, that was quite something. Yeah, I made it right in the end, truly. Oh, sorry, also, that boy Tipsy, thank you for the follow and welcome to the Deep Blue. And then I got Mercurius, thank you for the membership gift on YouTube. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you. Thank you for the gift. Everything the light touches is yours. Everything that looks... I was so fucking drunk though. It was my bad. That means for that whole night, I mixed whiskey with highball with whatever that potato wine was. So that was kind of my bad. I was out of all the nights, I think that was when I was the most drunk. But it was super fun. See, like on this whole trip, I learned about all these things. Also, I saw around Dotonbori, there was a Roland group. For you guys who don't know, Roland is like the #1 host in the whole of Japan. He's on YouTube a lot. He has his own YouTube channel, and he was also interviewed by Joey, aka Anime Guy. There was a Roland group building there, which I assume is I don't know if it's the HQ or something like that. But it was actually, theirs. I think it was a host club as well. You can see his Rolls Royce there. Is that shochu? Shochu ka. Kanayo. Because if it was soju, I think they would mention that it's shochu, and my friend would say that it's shochu. But like he just said it's potato based something. He doesn't know what it is. Korui shochu. Maybe. Bye, Sea Fox of the Deep Blue. Oh, are you going for 8-3? Right, have a good one. Thanks for tuning in. But yeah, that was the last night of Osaka, where we drank a lot. And I think the biggest hangover as well. Like the day after, everyone was just so fucking hungover. But I really liked it. I really liked that we got to experience all the girls' bar and all the kebakura, and it was nice to be able to talk to locals and the local Japanese people and learn more, I guess, about this intriguing culture. I got to learn a lot of things, so that was super fun. And alas, after 2 hours of yapping, we finally got to the end of my trip. See, I told you guys a lot of shit happened, right? And you bought your plane hungover. Surprisingly, right? For that night, I had this hangover drink. Thank you. Hydrate, arigato. I have this drink that I always... I didn't use it for the other nights before I drank, but like for that particular night, I wanted to try drinking a hangover drink before I went out drinking, which is what I did. I got the Hepalite or Hepatize, and I drank that before drinking, and I didn't even drink another one after drinking. But surprisingly, the day after, even though I only had one before drinking, my hangover wasn't particularly bad. I think I drank the most, but I think my hangover was the least compared to the previous days. So that drink is kind of crazy, bro. But yeah, I had a hangover and I boarded the plane, but it wasn't too bad. It was just like very mild. Yeah, those drinks work. What I'm surprised is that those drinks work also when you drink them before drinking, because they do say that you're supposed to have one prior to drinking and then you're supposed to have one after drinking for the full effect, so you don't catch a hangover. I was kind of skeptical about it, but apparently it works, guys. Apparently if you have it before drinking, it works. Could be a combination of the hangover drink and your body acclimating to be an alcoholic. After what? Only 4 days. I'm primed to be an alcoholic after just 4 days. What is it called? It's called Hepatize. So Hepatize, there's one that's for before drinking and there's one for after drinking. It's pretty easy to spot when you go to a Donkey or a Famima or a Konbini. It's the one with like a liver image on it. A brown little bottle with a, I think, golden bronze lid with a liver image on it. I used to live in Kobe. Osaka is through. How was living in Kobe? Honestly, we wanted to visit Kobe, but we didn't have the chance to because we were just fucking drinking a lot. We were like, oh, let's go to Kobe and Nara, and then we forget how much we'd be drinking, and we didn't end up going there. We drank a lot. I don't know. It's gotten to the point that we didn't, because everything was free flow. We didn't really count how much we drink. That's how it is. It's pretty bad, isn't it? If you think about it, like everything is so free flow. It's really bad. That was a thing with doing less than a month in Japan. You end up just discovering the more stuff you want to see next time, right? When I left from Osaka already, I was like, oh, can I like go back to Japan, please? ? So back at it again, I started planning towards how can I make my wishes of living in Japan for like a short while, like 3 months happen. So yes, I'm back again. I can't wait to go back to Japan. And immediately, like, my friends and I were like, hey, Kyushu next? Shall we go to Kyushu? Literally, like, the day after, when we all landed, we were like, oh, I want to go to Kyushu, guys. Want to plan for Kyushu next year. How much is it to get into these bars? It really depends. The burlesque one, I believe, was like 6,000 yen, which is, how much is 6,000 yen? Is that like $40? I think it's $40, 6,000 yen, right? 6,000 yen for the burlesque one, which was with the show and everything, with the strip show and whatnot, and girls. The themed cafes were cheaper, on the cheaper side. They'd range from like 2,000 to 2,200. The kyabakuras, generally the kyabakuras are like more expensive. They go for like 50 $40 to $60, I believe, for the kyabakuras for like 1 hour of like free flow. So each of these are like flat rates for like free flows, but these are like Osaka prices, like dotonburi prices. I don't know if the prices would be the same if you go to say Tokyo. Your bill when you come, yeah, dude, our bill has like, it's fucking crazy. But also, if you consider how much we drank, it's so fucking cheap. It's all you can drink. Yeah, it's all you can drink for 1 hour. And the thing is, like with these places, the first 1 hour is always cheaper because if you're new there and it's your first time, your first 1 hour has like a massive discount. So it's always cheap. So I would suggest if you want to do these things, you should hop between them. Because the next hour would be more expensive. Hi there, Cornelius. So that's fun. Wait, let me stand. I want to stand. I would suggest you guys to try it out, but like it's very hard if you don't speak Japanese. So if you do want someone who can speak English, I would suggest going to places like burlesque or like ask the information guide of whether is English speaking okay. Eigo wa dekimasu ka? Eigo wa ii desu ka? Eigo ii desu ka? Eigo dekimasu ka? Because I think one of the reasons we were able to get into these mostly, or like they made ways for us to get in, was because we spoke some Japanese. So it was okay. Even though technically only 2 of us spoke Japanese compared 2 out of 5 of us. But you know, at least all of us watch anime, so some of us would eventually, you know, can kind of get the gist of what they're trying to say. Also, if you do speak Japanese, can you still speak Japanese while exhausted and tipsy? My brain went into speak foreign mode, and I speak 3 other languages. That's the thing, when I speak Japanese, whenever I'm drunk, I always speak that language better. This has happened to me with like other languages, like Mandarin and like Japanese. So yeah, when I drink more, I always speak better of that language. I don't like switch to other languages even. If anything, I just end up speaking more Japanese. And my friend was like, the thing was like, my friend had so much fun just seeing me struggle in Japanese, and I hate him for that. He was like, go on, speak Japanese. I'm gonna pretend I don't speak Japanese at all. So like when the girls ask him like, Nihongo wa shaberu. Oh my god, I don't remember the exact phrase. Like, Nihongo wa I don't know how you say it. Nihongo ga dekimasu ka? I don't remember what they say exactly. That's the thing. My Japanese is that bad. Like, I barely remember it because the last time I had it was at Ireland. It was in university. It's been a while. And he'd always like say, chotto. He'd always say that, he barely can speak it. And I'm like, that's such a fucking lie. He speaks fluently. And he's always like hanging out with Japanese clients for work and shit. For disclaimer, that friend of mine, his line of work is actually entertaining Japanese clients, thus meaning that yes, he goes out a lot of nights to go drinks after with these Japanese clients, and then up till like 3 to 5 a.m. and then go to work again the next day. So he's used to all this shit, and he said that every night, all of those nights we were at, all of those nights we went through, I was hungover for none of them. And I'm like, you're fucking crazy, bro. You fucking psychopath. But anyway, he forced me to really speak Japanese. And he's like, look, I'm giving you instant Japanese lessons, so make use of it. I'm giving you free Japanese lessons, he says. And I'm like, no, stop. I don't want to think. Stop making me think. But yeah, that short while I was in Japan, because I spoke so much Japanese, I think it really refreshed my Japanese real quick. Like suddenly I remember all these vocabularies, and like within a span of like 3 to 4 days, suddenly I could speak so much better Japanese compared to like at least by like 50% better compared to like say 10 days ago. It's crazy, that whole Japanese crash course, because I was drunk and I had to speak a lot of Japanese because we were dealing with a lot of like hostesses that we had to talk to, because if we're not the ones to talk to them, then who would be talking to them, because all my other friends can't speak Japanese. So I was forced into that situation, and now suddenly my Japanese is like better. Oh, hi, Parody. Yeah, I can't wait to go back to Japan. My friends and I, like I said, we were already talking about going to Kyushu next. It was either like Hokkaido or Kyushu, but like unfortunately, our resources are limited. Resources being money, so we'll have to plan around that. You've discovered a new type of learning. So funny thing, right, guys? When I was in Shanghai for a tad bit, when I was doing my language studies to learn Mandarin, which I'm technically kind of shit at, I was pretty fluent when I was there, though. I was like one of the better speakers. And do you want to know why? It's because I'd always be going to clubs and I'd always be the one like booking for the clubs amongst my friends, and I'd go so often that I'd just end up talking to the managers there a lot and locals, because I need to sort like ordering drinks and stuff and payments and whatnot, right? So I had to coordinate with them. So also, which, yeah, when I was in Shanghai, I also learned the language via Nightlife. And the teachers were kind of surprised because I never went into class. I was always like drunk, so I was never in class, but I aced my speaking test. So yeah. That's how it was. There's a trend, guys. There's a trend. Drinking with locals is a very recommended way to learn the language. Truly, yeah. I also I don't know, drinking has led me to learn a lot of languages much faster than Duolingo, you know? It's crazy. Best way to learn is to be in your environment. Yeah. My friend was telling me, I was asking him how he was so fluent in Japanese, right? Because he was not Japanese. And he was like saying, yeah, I took like a language course for like 9 months. And then I got a Japanese girlfriend. That's when I got really good in Japanese, was when I got a Japanese girlfriend. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. So maybe it's not a matter of like drinking with locals. It's more like, oh, get someone of that nationality or as your spouse. So, you know, you need to figure out how to talk with them with like extra motive. He said that the time that he spent with his Japanese girlfriend was where he got very fluent with Japanese. The language course just helped with the basic. Angry is also just not great for actually learning a language. Yeah, I tried to do like a refresher with Duolingo. Honestly, it's not that good. But I don't know if Duolingo is better for like other languages, but it's definitely not good for Japanese. Also, Sheena, because you mentioned that the latest Super Mario Party is good, I actually got Super Mario Jamboree, and I've been playing it since I got it with my friends. It's so fun, guys. Super Mario Party Jamboree. It's so fucking fun. It's crazy. And when I bought it, there's actually like this early release discount. I don't know if this applies to Yalz's elsewhere, but yeah, I saw it, and I think there was like a 20% discount or so. Yeah, or something. It's a really good Mario Party. Daro. It's really good, guys. So if you're looking for a game to play with friends, that's one of them. We're ending friendships if Noira decided to play Mario Party Jamboree and collab. Thankfully enough, I haven't figured out how to stream non-PC games. Technically I have. I'm just too fucking lazy to set it up, honestly. And like the fact that I need to buy additional equipment to set it up, I'm just like, you can't be bothered, because like my Switch, my PS5, they're in the living room. I don't want to have to like bring them into my streaming room. I don't even have a place to put them at. I don't know where to put them, so yeah. Nora's just scared to lose to me. I'm a stop you right there, because I'm gonna tell you that I'm actually pretty good with Super Mario Party. So far, I've played like 5 times with friends, And I've won 3 times. So I'd like to say that's a pretty good ratio, y'all. Need a capture card, daro. But I don't know where even to put like the peripherals. Like, where do I put the Switch and the PS5? I often be lazy setting up to practice digital drawing and animations. Yeah. When I was in Japan, I was also actually considering getting 3D tracking stuff, or even like VR, like Mokopi and stuff like that. And I'm like, is this the moment that I become a 3D VTuber? But I thought about it, and I'm like, I don't think I have the funds to expend as of right now. So as of right now, guys, it's still a faraway dream. Your Sea Fox is not does not have the funds yet from the Deep Blue just yet for our 3D debut, unfortunately. I'd love to, honestly, to have a 3D model and be able to interact with you guys 3D. That'd be great. Have you considered tax fraud? Yes, I have. Of course not. Oh my lord. Don't incriminate me like that. Excuse me. Do you want your favorite Sea Fox VTuber to be gone? What other Sea Fox is gonna replace my sort of entertainment as if they're at the Deep Blue? No one, I'm telling you. What other Sea Fox is gonna tell you about the Osaka nightlife and the whole 4 levels of like the sus nightlife in Japan? No other Sea Fox except me. So I'ma think you regret saying that. Skinwalker perchance. Have you got a 3D model? No, I have not. And people have actually been like telling me, when are you gonna get a 3D model, Nara? And I'm like, bro, you talk as if money just falls on my lap or something, or like falls like Mr. Bean, like a stack of cash just falls onto the ground with fucking godly light from up top like Mr. Bean. It does not, unfortunately. There is no other Sea Fox for me. I'm loyal to my Oshidage. Thank you for your loyalty. Oh my god, I just realized I actually prepared some emotes for you guys, but I forgot to upload it. So I'll try uploading it tomorrow, so we can maybe use it for the next streams. Sus Nightlife in Osaka, iceberg video incoming. I mean, I did my whole explanation of this like today, and the thing is, like, I don't know how. I'm worried about making videos with this sort of thing because these are all my personal experiences, and I'm worried about portraying it inaccurately because of my shitty memory and because I drank too much and lost too many brain cells during those 5 days. So what I'm saying might have been paraphrased inaccurately. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know if I'll make a video of it because this is only my 3rd time in Japan ever, and technically my 1st time experiencing that side of the nightlife in Japan. So I don't know. I don't think I'm the best one to talk about it just yet. Though I do know there's like an amazing video about host clubs on YouTube. Are! Eh! Super chat, arigato! Thank you for the super chat, Genjutsu-sama. Thank you for your contribution towards the Deep Blue. I really do appreciate it, Genjutsu-sama. Arigato. Is that my drinking funds, or is that my 3D funds? I don't think anyone expects an objective take without personal takes and misremembering from a VTuber. Really though? Because recently I made a video, I clipped to myself talking about a boring life, which I think some of you guys might know. And some people were still like, yeah, but they were still disagreeing with me, even though I did not even particularly judge a certain side. I was basically just like, oh, live life however you want to, you know? And I still got flack for it with some comments. Not all of the comments. Like, it wasn't like hate or anything, but like people were disagreeing to things that I did not say. So that's how it is on the internet, guys. That's why I'm very selective with what I clip. And I think just to Sea Fox funds, then I'm gonna use it to roll for hot guys on gacha games. I'm kidding. It's gonna be for operational funds, my editing and whatnot, my editors. Thank you, Genjutsu-sama, and today everyone who actually contributed towards the Deep Blue. Oh, I'm so close to chat. Can I kiss chat? I did not expect that to be possible. What the hell? Wait, I'm actually so close. Oh well. Well, there you go. Yeah, thank you for your contribution towards the deeply. You guys are always so kind. See, even after me disappearing for like a while, let's TLDR that shit. I went to Korea for a week, and then 2 weeks after that, I went to was it Manila? Oh, I went to Bali to meet family. And then I went to Manila the week after. And then I went to Japan a week after that. So it's been a whole like flurry of just travels. And my place is in shambles. Oh my god. That was a wrap, guys. That was bars just now. Do you control the zoom and camera changes? Yeah, I do. Wanna see? This, and this. Always for these sort of scenes, I do. Yeah, this whole past 2 months has been too fucking crazy, and I feel like the chore of packing and unpacking is wild. I don't think I'll ever schedule my days or months like that ever again. Just traveling so much within such short periods of time, it's so tiring. Like, it's not enough time to rest, you know? But also at the same time, I had this mentality that, you know, whilst I'm able and I can still enjoy drinking and traveling, I should do it, right? Because honestly, we never know when we're gonna, as morbid as it sounds, we're never gonna know what happens to us anytime soon. Like, we're never gonna know what happens to us and when it's gonna happen to us. So like, whilst you can, you should enjoy the time that you have, right? And in consideration to everything that's happened to you right now, of course. I saw that I had 3 months ahead, and I saw that my friends were free as well, so I took the chance to spend some more time with my friends and family. Although I know it's taking a lot of funds out of me for sure, but like, I think that mentality that, you know, money is a renewable resource, it can be made again, time is limited, right guys? So that's why I decided to do that, despite knowing that it's really back to back. At least you're having fun traveling. Yeah, true, Era. I'm fucking broke now though, but yes, I definitely had fun. I had so many amazing experiences, and I think experiences are something that you it's not something you can easily buy, you know what I mean? It's something you need to make. So I think you should open up yourselves to experiences like these, or for me at least. I'm gonna shift gears next year to go on vacations far more often. I hope you guys do. Like, if you guys do have the chance and the time and the money, and if you guys are confident with remaking money, because knowing that, you know, you can make more money later on and you can replenish it when you got to. If you guys are confident with that and can strike the balance, I say open up yourselves to more experiences. Yeah. Never looked at it that way. Yeah, I also only recently started looking at it that way, Telset. And also, on top of time being limited, that also means that time with family, time with people you want to spend with is limited, you know? So prioritizing things is very important. And like, what you experience now versus when, for example, experiencing traveling to Osaka now versus experiencing traveling to Osaka maybe when I'm 50 could be very different. So that's why I think that's really what cemented my decision to be like, okay, I may be low on funds, but I don't really want to miss out the chance of experiencing or going to Osaka or Japan in my current state of health, age, experiences, mindset, and all. So I'm gonna go, because I'm gonna miss this chance if I don't. If I experience it now versus when I experience it 10 years later, it's got to be two different things. And I think that's like one thing that a lot of people also kind of overlook. They be like, okay, I'm gonna make enough money so that I can retire well. But I think what a lot of people forget is that what you experience, how you experience things when you're older and when you're retired is different to how you experience things when you're young and energetic and healthy and all that, you know. Yeah, that's also a recent thing I think I realized this year after I quit one of my jobs. I realized that because I was reading a book, I believe. So yeah, do that, guys. Do that. It's easy to regret what you didn't do. So, but alas, in reality, a lot of us have already locked into certain commitments because we have realized these sort of things tad bit late. Like some of us maybe, for example, are tied into a certain permanent job, or maybe certain obligations, familial obligations. So maybe you have a kid, you know, you're married, you have a kid, so you can't just do these things easily. So you take some time out of your day, out of your week, out of your month to kind of just recalibrate and think of what you really want and make it work, because time's ticking, friend. They say time is money, friend, according to goblins in World of Warcraft, but I'd beg to differ. Time is more valuable than money. It's unreplenishable. We all have a limited time in our lives, so make use of it. This conway is causing psychic damage, but in a good way, I think. I'm sorry if it's affecting you. I hope it doesn't affect you guys in a negative way, because I think yeah, I think about these things a lot, truly. Don't go. I think it's also because like I hang around a lot with normies and not normies. I think it's just mostly because I'm in a whole mishmash of cultural differences and stuff like that. So I think about these things a lot. Like the current culture I'm steeped in is a very like materialistic, capitalistic, very conservative sort of culture where you basically just need to get rich, get money, have a family, raise kids properly, yada yada, you know. And I don't know, at one point I did try to go into that whole culture because I thought that I had to blend into the culture. But as of these recent years, I'm like, you know what? What's wrong with not abiding by the culture? What's wrong with just wanting to do my own thing? I mean, technically, it's my life to live and my life to die. So nothing's like stopping me from doing what I want as long as I'm not hurting anyone or anything, right? So yeah, I think these past few years I've just been thinking a lot about these sort of things. Speaking time is a currency you can spend on creation of wealth, money, or experiences. It's true. That's true. As a self-proclaimed biggest fan, I appreciate you, Noira. Thank you, Sheena. Always. Yes, welcome to Existential Crisis, guys. And hearing about how limited time is, I get insanely depressed. Please don't like get depressed over it. Don't get sad over it. If anything, you should be, I think, joyful over it, because you realize that now and not later, so that you can do something about it now if you'd like. But also, like I always say, if you want to live life relaxed and you don't want to travel and shit like that, that's also fine, bro. Basically, your life to live, like I said, your life to live, your life to die. You can do whatever you want. Just don't hurt you or the people around you. And I think whatever it is, that's great. You may not be jotted down in the annals of history, or, you know, not have your own Wikipedia page. But does it really matter at the end of the day? Because I think what matters the most is just like how satisfied you are with life in general, right? That's what matters at the end of the day. At the end of the day, when you know your time is coming and the Reaper is like just slowly walking towards you, you can say and feel like you're satisfied with how you lived life. I think that's what matters the most. Right. Anyway, I did not expect that to take a life advice sort of turn. I'm sorry, guys. I did not expect to divulge into the details of a quarter/half-life crisis, depending on how old y'all are. But yeah, my encouragement today is to travel. To travel. And there may be, yeah, just do it. Just try it. My next travel plans is that I was thinking of going to Australia again and Japan again, but we'll see. I really want to go to Kyushu because Kyushu is a totally different feel from like metropolitans like Osaka and Tokyo, but we'll see. And I want to go to Australia because my friend recently had a baby, so I want to visit her. Visit a little junior version of her. Plans for Canada. Are you going to Canada? What really matters in life is arguing with strangers on the internet. Ah, yes, that. You know, when I was in Osaka, I barely touched my phone, and I think that was when I was the happiest. When I was just like, you know, I wasn't taking pictures so much. I wasn't taking videos so much. When I saw something pretty, I would just indulge myself in it without any phone screen or whatsoever to document it. I think that's when I'm the happiest, you know, being able to just enjoy it directly with my eyes, and I didn't need to, and didn't have the obligation to document it on my phone. That's the thing, right? With vlogging, that's why I told Manager-san earlier as well that I'd be bad for vlogging, because I prefer that versus actually taking pictures and videos on my phone. It's a different story if I have like someone following me to help vlog, but like if I vlog it myself, I end up distracting myself so much that I don't get to enjoy whatever is happening in real time, and I dislike that. They're only small for once. Yeah, what really matters in life is spreading misinformation in Discord, be it online and IRL. What are you, a con man? Kyoto is also beautiful for a weird historic nature metropolitan combo. Yeah, I was actually gonna go to Kyoto from Osaka because it's only like a 40-minute ride. But alas, we decided to go to Nara instead. I think it's because like the others have already gone to Kyoto, so they're like, "Oh, want to like, you know, play around with these instead." Any plans for Canada travel? Honestly, the thing is, like, for me, the US and Canada is so fucking far. It's like about let me check. If I fly to New York flight. It is. It's fucking ridiculous. It's a 24-hour flight, mate, from my place to New York. So that's the thing. Like, it's such a huge investment, not just with money, but like honestly time, like travel time. And I'm like, bro, even going to Japan was tiring, and that was like a 6-hour flight. That was still a long time. I don't know how I could survive. I've never gotten on a 24-hour flight. I don't know what that's like. So it's like me flying to Asia. I mean, technically we are on opposite sides of the world, unfortunately. I wish there was like an easier way to go to the US and stuff. I once swore to myself when I was younger that I will only go to the US when I can afford a business class. But I have no idea when that's gonna fucking happen. A business class for a 24-hour flight. How much could that fucking be? Let me see. Business class. Jakarta. Let me see. It's fucking ridiculous. What? This isn't even a direct flight, by the way, guys. This is with a transit. This is economy ka? This is economy. Around flight is about $8,000 on economy. Let me check how much it is in I'm checking real quick. ね、ちょっと business class. Ah, god damn it. I can't check. But like you guys can imagine, if it's like regularly 8K for a round flight, how much could it be if it's like business class? Yeah, business class from like Indo to US, it's fucking expensive. 24-hour flight. Yeah. So yeah, that's why I mostly travel around Asia instead. It's fucking wild, honestly. I think the longest that I've done a flight for was just like 7 hours, which is like Australia. Yeah, 8K for economy. I think that's what it was. Let me check. Let me check Skyscanner. I'll check it on Skyscanner. I might be wrong. I'm gonna just double check. To New York. Let's say March 2025, which apparently is the cheapest. No, was that business class just now? ちょっと待って, I might be wrong. あれなあ. Oh, I'm wrong. It is... Wait, it's calculating. The cheapest is that 1K? Sorry, yeah, it's 1K. So that was business class, I think, just now. The 8K for flights, round flight. That was business class. On average, with a layover, a 24-hour flight with a layover, it's about... Is that 1.6K? Yeah, 1.5K. 1.5K for economy. I think the 8K one was business class. Yeah, I checked on Skyscanner just now. It's still fucking expensive, bro. Like, me going to Japan is like, what? $400, $500? I'll go to an idol concert in Berlin, but I can't get a day off at work. Oh no! Really? Did you ask your boss? Just be like, please, someone's coming for like, you know, concert. Can't I go? That's unfortunate. 7K for business is way too much. I mean, it's a very long flight, so I can understand why it's so expensive. But yeah. So many would trade places for $500 Japan tickets. So many would trade places for $500 to go to the US. Because, yeah, that's how it is. I think some people, I do reckon, I feel like some people prefer like going to Asian countries. Some people prefer going to like Western countries. I thankfully happen to, as of right now, I don't mind both, but it's just more convenient for me to like go to Asian countries just because it's cheaper. Like going to Thailand, Vietnam, all those are like quite cheap for me. But like going to US, shit. The furthest supposed Western-ish culture that I could go to is probably, the closest story is just like Australia. Singapore Airlines does economy plus, if I remember correctly, which is quite nice. Yeah, I've been hearing that whenever there's an economy plus option or economy premium, you should always go for that because the upgrade is quite worth it. That's what I heard. But yeah, maybe guys, the US one day. Maybe one day I can even like go to a TwitchCon. There's a local con happening next week actually here. I might be going and there might be drinks after that. Did you encounter giant Asian hornets in Japan? No! Let me Google that up real quick. What do they look like? I don't think so. That sounds horrifying. Oh, those! No, I did not, bro. I did not. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Those are fucking Kamen Riders, mate. Tokusatsu's over there. They might or might not be capable of killing a child with a sting. Are you kidding me? Oh, dude, you know, I was watching this YouTube video of my friend was watching a YouTube video of this, and I happened to be around there. Basically, like fucked up stories of 4chan stuff that happened, And basically, there's this guy who bought a Nintendo Wii U and he said that it wasn't working. So he made a post on 4chan. And he said that he opened the Wii U up, like the console up, and this hard round thingy that kind of looks like a hardened turd popped out of it. And he was posting on 4chan. Do any of you guys possibly know what this is? This hard case brown thing. And people were like making guesses and stuff like that, but they couldn't really tell, right? And then after a while, the OP posted and said that, I opened it up. He opened it up and took a picture of it. It's like, there's spiders in it, guys. This brown thing, which was kind of small, it's like a small sack, a small hardened sack. It had like maybe 6 long-legged spiders in it, like big spiders, okay? But they did not have melanin, they did not have an exoskeleton. They were pale as hell. And he said that, they're not moving, they're probably dead. And then he posted it on 4chan. And then someone on 4chan was like, wait, I know what that is. That is a dirt, I don't remember, but basically it's a dirt something. It's a kind of hornet sort of nest. And it looks like, his guess was that it looks like a hornet sort of nest. It looks like the spider kind of laid eggs in it. And what probably happened is that they might have grown in it. They were birthed in it, and maybe some cannibalizing happened so that only some of the stronger ones survived, because they were big, they were adults, and there were a lot of them kind of stuck in that, and they were fully grown basically, right? So a lot of cannibalism probably happened in there, and like those ones are the best ones. The ones left are the best ones who have survived from all that cannibalism in that fucking hornet's nest that they laid into. And someone else said after that, you know what? If that's actually what I think it is, if that's actually what happened, then those guys might actually just be paralyzed, and they're not actually dead. And then the OP comes back and posts a picture. Guys, one of it is alive. And so he posts a picture of the spider. And then another 4chan goes, if that's how it looks and it's alive, that spider looks like a brown recluse spider. Now, if you don't know what a brown recluse spider is, like with a bite of it, it can basically make a permanent dent / hole in your arm or wherever it bites you. It rots your tissues to the point that it becomes like there's a fucking hole in wherever it bites you, because it immediately rots your tissues. So it can fucking kill you. So the other 4chan was like, if that's a brown recluse and those spiders are paralyzed, it's only a matter of time until every one of those spiders wake up. So another 4chan goes, oh my god, someone needs to tell OP to get out of the fucking house right now. And then the OP, after like an hour or so, he posts, guys, I'm out of my house. I immediately ran out of my house. I'm posting from my phone right now. I called pest control. Thank you for telling me about it. He said, I'm safe though. I'm safe. Can you imagine that? Like having just a pack of fucking dangerous spiders within your Wii U that you purchased, or like a console you purchased. Oh yeah, we were talking about crazy ass spiders, spider thing that happened on 4chan. We got them for free, so that's something. Yeah, I would burn the house down too. If you guys want the full story, I think you guys can look it up on YouTube. Probably like 4chan spider, brown recluse spider or something. It's probably out there somewhere. Thank you for the time check, by the way. I do have to rest up because I don't want to fuck up my sleep times. But yeah, guys, now that I'm back from my travels, this would mean that I'll be back to the usual program and schedule, meaning that, unless there's some sudden thing that happens or I have like some sudden traveling to do, I will be sticking to the usual 3-day stream, per week. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 10 p.m. GMT plus 8 if you're in the PH or Singapore, or 4 p.m. If you're in the EU, or 9 a.m. if you're on the east side, right? East side of the US, or like 7 a.m. if you're on the west side. Did I get it right? Is that 7 a.m. for east or west? Why do I always confuse this? Oh my god. And also, oh yeah, Mario Party. We could do it maybe sometime. And also, fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, next week is my birthday week. So do look forward to that, as I'll be preparing some stuff for y'all. So there'll be a free talk, there'll be a cozy talks, and for you guys who don't know what a cozy talks is, it's basically like a radio session where I do a little bit of karaoke and a little bit of yapping for a certain topic. And I think the topic is going to be more about personal growth next week, and how you can actually work on yourself and become a better human being with every day that goes on. Yeah, that's the next week. And also we have a collab of basically a The Office collab, which I think is gonna be fucking hilarious. So that's gonna be fun. If you guys like the stream, I'd appreciate it if you drop a follow if you're on Twitch, or subscribe if you're on YouTube. And I hope you guys, by the way, enjoyed my Japan travel story, truly. If you guys want to get notified for my content, Discord is where it's at. So !Discord. That's, I promise you, it's not spammy. You can pick what kind of notifications you want, whether you want notifications for my uploads on YouTube, or like my streams or my shorts. You can pick. It's the end. Yeah, don't worry, I'll be coming back again tomorrow. If you miss me, you can also check me on YouTube, guys. I have a bunch of content on YouTube, just talking about a lot of shit, mostly about life, but a lot of shit, truly. So I would say this, but yeah, if you miss me, I'm always on YouTube, youtube.com/Noira, where if you want to hear me talk more about life or previous VODs, I'm always there. Thank you so much, everyone who has contributed towards the Deep Blue today. I truly do appreciate it. I had a grand time talking with you guys about my trip, and I hope maybe it's somewhat provides you with enlightenment for your next planned Japan trip. And of course, don't forget that money is a renewable resource. You can replenish money, you can't do it with time. So plan around that. If you want to go to Japan, then maybe you should plan for that trip. Am I right? I don't know. Alright, that's it for the stream, guys. Finally got to the Twitch to chat too. I'm sorry that I stream at shitty times, truly. I wish I could help it, but even now it means that I stream up till midnight, which isn't particularly ideal. But thank you so much, y'all, and don't worry, I'll get to see you guys tomorrow, okay? So don't miss me too hard. Hold on, let me find someone to raid. Who shall we raid today? Was brain drain. Great time for those brain drained in the EU. I'm happy. Oh my god, Buff Pup has an amazing new model. Can we raid into Buff? Holy shit, that model is crazy. Oh my god. Okay, we're raiding into Buff Pup, guys, on Twitch. On YouTube, if you guys want to join in, come over to Twitch side of things. Buff Pup's model looks amazing. I swear models nowadays look amazing. And is it really such a wonder that I feel like sometimes my model is so fucking damn outdated compared to a lot of other VTubers out there? But hey, at least I'm truly thankful that even though my model isn't like the most expensive or like the most modern, you guys still are here enjoying my yaps. So I'm truly thankful and grateful for that. Alright, thank you for real. Arigatai! Arigatai! Ja, minna. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. And I'll catch you tomorrow. Yeah. Have a good one. Bye. じゃあまたね。